San Antonio's sports star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the 2-0 San Antonio Spurs Summer Leaguers return to action in the Las Vegas Summer League tonight. They'll take on the New Orleans Pelicans at 9:30. Fourth-round pick Stephon Castle will not play. He's been shut down for the remainder of the summer with a wrist injury. And the Houston Texans, well, they report to training camp tomorrow. Hallelujah. They added Malik Fisher, though. He comes from the XFL's DC Defenders.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, we thought about doing something new here on the Blitz, and that is starting every show with the national anthem, with a volunteer singer, and every one of you would be better than what we saw last night at the Home Run Derby.
I was going to volunteer for today.
Dude, I mean, your Connecticut song blows that Grammy-nominated woman out of the water.
I'm telling you.
What the... He's Joe Reinagel, not a singer. I'm Jason Minix, definitely not a singer. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Major League Baseball figured it out, didn't they? What can we do to get people talking about the Home Run Derby?
Get the singer drunk and have her screw it up big time.
My goodness, that was awful.
Wow.
That was awful.
Well, you know what was funny about it, and gosh, I've seen that thing probably 10 times already, and you watch the players just trying really hard not to laugh. And that's what's so fascinating and funny about it. So.
Well, I was curious, and I don't know, I didn't reach out to anybody that I know that was there, any of the media friends that were covering it. Because there are times when you're at a major event like that, and the performance doesn't sound great in the stadium because the audio is meant more for television. You see that like on the Thanksgiving Day concerts at Jerry World or Super Bowl halftime shows. They're made for, like, in the building. Did you realize how bad it was? Because you cannot boo the national anthem. Nobody could boo that woman for her piss poor effort last night.
Well, I don't know Roseanne Barr got booed.
Well, see,
and there's been some bad ones.
There's been some bad ones, but I mean, most of the bad ones, Carl Lewis, are people that aren't singers. Most of the bad ones are people trying to sing, right? You know, and you give those people a benefit of the doubt. You know, if you're at a 5K, a 10K or whatever, and somebody gets up there and they sing the national anthem at Wolf Stadium, there's people that sing the national anthem. Hell, I was at a Gunslingers game a couple of weeks ago, and the singer that was supposed to didn't show up, and so the lady that works on the staff, she sang it and she nailed it.
Well, there you go.
It's you don't do that if you can't. But and I don't know who Ingrid Andress is. I'd never heard of her until now.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't either. And apparently she's a country singer.
Well, they're not
Grammy winner.
They're not claiming her. No, Grammy nominated.
I don't
know that she's actually won a Grammy.
Either way.
Although going through her Instagram, I don't know if she has to sing. Just saying.
Well, they thought she was good enough. She had to have rehearsed that, right? I mean, you don't just go out there cold and not you're rehearsing. So, I mean, did she sound that bad in rehearsal? Did she rehearse and then go get drunk or whatever substance she had in her body?
She says drunk. She said she was drunk. She did release a statement, and Ingrid is about to soon be off the grid. Because her statement, let me find it. It's all over the place. She posts on her Instagram, "I'm not gonna BS y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. XO Ingrid." Now, again, I know nothing about her, but if you go to her Instagram where that's at, there's different posts, like she's got a record coming out, on tour now. She's let's see, July 17th, she's supposed to be playing in Nashville, July 24th, in Denver. And her tickets are on sale now. But those shows, if she's going to rehab, she's not making the show in Nashville tomorrow.
Well, it's tomorrow. No, she's not going.
It's July 17th.
Unless she changes her mind.
Well,
she could put out that statement, I'm going to rehab. Nobody's going to think about it. She shows up in Nashville and
she just needs to disappear for a while. Even though this will never blow over, she will go down now as the worst national anthem singer ever. She's in that category.
She's in the group, but I'm not sure she's the worst.
Who is worse?
Roseanne Barr was awful. Although she's not a singer.
Well, that's, I mean.
And I think she was just doing it as a joke.
Yeah, hers was more of it felt like a bit. And.
Which is not funny.
I'm torn with this on a very personal level. You don't mess with the national anthem.
No.
I'm offended by it. Some people are, oh, that was bad, and you move on with your life. And why do we do a national anthem before every sporting event anyway? I mean, that kind of conversation every time you hear a bad one. But, for those that like, DeMarcus Ware, he was driven to go do it. Carl Lewis tried. I mean, there have been people that, because it's not an easy song, have tried, but didn't, while they were awful, they didn't do it in a disrespectful way like Roseanne did.
DeMarcus Ware was Elvis Presley compared to this girl last night.
True.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, but it's like you don't boo that, but that was awful last night.
It was bad. Yes, it was bad. But there's so few and far between. So I think everybody that wants to change the national anthem, just pump the brakes a little bit.
What are you talking about, A.J. Hoffman? We just need to change it to the Hulk Hogan?
Well, I wasn't going to name names, but yeah, he's the guy. Just pump the brakes a little bit, and we do the national anthem. You don't change it because some girl got drunk and couldn't sing it, if that's really what happened.
All right. Now, I know Carl Lewis was bad. Roseanne was bad. On our YouTube chat, a lot of people are talking about Fergie. Maybe that one was the worst. I don't remember the Fergie.
I don't remember that either.
Do we have Fergie?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Trying to make it all sexy.
At the twilight's last.
All right. Now, she's trying to make it all sexy.
That's why.
Right?
Yeah. Just sing the damn song.
I mean, but last night, does it get worse than what we had last night?
With broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red flames bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
You listen in the background, even the crowd in Dallas, who always on for the Dallas Stars, right? They were even off because they weren't sure where she was at in the damn song. My goodness. Oh,
who was the coach? Was it Doc Rivers?
Oh, yeah.
Who helped the little girl that forgot the words? Now, see, that was cool.
Well, and again, I think a lot of the bad ones outside of Fergie, which I had forgotten about that one, but after hearing it, I kind of remember. But this is a Grammy-nominated singer.
Yeah.
That I have yet to find a person today, all 7 people that I may have talked to today, But even on social media, I don't know anybody that knows her. I mean, she's a country person. Anybody check on Randy Carroll? Is she on Randy's radar? Are they playing her over there on KJ or Y? Or I mean, I've never heard of her, but she's been nominated for Grammys. So it's one thing for me to say, okay, I've never heard of her, because there's a lot of artists out there that you haven't heard of, I haven't heard of, but somebody you know has. And I have not seen anybody on social media claim to have heard of her, yet she's been nominated for 4 Grammys.
Well, here's the deal, too, though, with that. It's like, you know a song. So you probably know a song, and you just don't know that it was her.
That's possible.
Yeah, because I do that, right? It's like, you know the song, you've heard the song, but you didn't know.
Does she have one? Can you find one? What's the number? Like, if you pull up your Apple Music.
What's the number one song for Ingrid?
Yes. Ingrid Andress.
Because, we went to the Army-Navy game, right?
Yep.
Went to Russell Dickerson.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was like, Russell Dickerson, who the hell's that? And you go in there, and I've heard about 5 or 6 songs of his.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. So I'm sure she has some songs that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's possible. But universally, somebody's going to say, yeah, she sings this or she sings that, or, that was just a really bad night for her. Or in her case, she's drunk.
Yeah, I think she was drunk. Did you find one, Pledge?
Funny enough, the top 2 songs listed on her, most played, Wishful Drinking.
Well, she's a country singer.
More Hearts Than Mine.
Well, can we hear a little Wishful Drinking? No? Apparently not. Okay.
He'll find it.
All right. Renee says she gets regular play on country stations.
So you know who she is, Renee.
Chris Orozco says Joe's commercial is 100 times better.
I agree.
There's another one that says I'd rather listen to Connecticut Joe as well.
Yeah, I totally. And you know what? You're all in luck today because there is a Connecticut commercial coming up.
Joe singing the Connecticut jingle is 1,000,000 times better.
Yes.
And you definitely need a shower with Connecticut after listening to that last night, because that was just dirty.
Yes.
That was just dirty.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy. And then the home run derby was not much better after that. It was like a bad national anthem.
Do we have this? Is what's her name? Ingrid?
Maybe I just wish for drinking. Give my heart something to sink in. Better make it to nothing I won't do for another round of me and you. I know it's a shot in the dark.
See, she's good.
Looking for what's left of a spark.
Sure. Probably puts on a fun show.
I'm sure she does.
I mean, her promo shot on Instagram is her basically in a trench coat, looking naked, and her caption is, "Don't worry, Grandma, I have on underwear," or something along those lines.
Nice.
And but yeah, not. Oh, see, Gilberto says, "Oh, I recognize her now." See, I didn't recognize that song, but I'm not a country guy, so But my wife, who is, didn't know who she was.
I honestly did not know who she was until last night. Now, hell, she's famous. Now, maybe for the wrong reasons.
Mission
but I mean,
accomplished.
Any publicity is good publicity.
I mean, go to rehab, come out of rehab, go on tour.
Boom.
Just don't ever sing the national
Never
anthem
again.
Tonight,
Never again.
For the actual law.
Cody Johnson.
And more people are going to tune in to watch Cody Johnson tonight just to see what he does. Now, I know Kojo is going to be just fine. Now, that's a country guy I do know and I've seen him play a couple of times.
Yes.
He's fantastic. I think he'll be just fine.
He'll be just fine.
And you know what he probably won't have tonight? A beer and a shot before he goes out there.
There will
does
be
that.
no alcohol until he's done.
And is that the fault of Major League Baseball? Is that for her to release a statement, say, y'all, that wasn't me, I was drunk? Whose fault is that? Is that management? Is that Major League Baseball?
It's her fault.
Well, obviously self-responsibility is there, but somebody had to know, man, I don't know if it's safe to put you out there. Do we have a plan B?
Well, I mean, one of her people, she's got to have people, right?
Well, yeah, but somebody with Major League Baseball she's getting ready. If you're talking to her and if she is that drunk to where she has to go to rehab now.
I just wonder how drunk she was. She knew all the words.
Did she?
Oh, I think so.
I mean,
I mean, they were, but they were. The words were
drunk
there.
Karaoke.
Yes,
I mean that could have been at Dad's on a Saturday night.
It could have been.
Yeah,
she'll recover, I'm sure. She'll be just fine.
Maybe as long as she gets the help she needs.
Well, I mean, and again, the home run derby was not really that much better after her. So.
I gotta say, I didn't see it live, the anthem, and I tuned into the home run derby for maybe less than 10 minutes. And ended up going to Netflix, and I watched a movie about the Del Rio golf team from the 50s.
The Del Rio golf team.
It's a great movie on Netflix right now. I've seen some stuff, and I watched that last night instead of the home run derby.
Well, it was probably a hell of a lot better than the home run derby. That's some cheeseball from Saturday Night Live introducing these guys, and he's just not funny.
The movie ended, and then I go back, and the thing was still going on, the home run derby, and then my wife was like,
"Of course it was.
Yeah, we're not watching this." And so I was like, "All right." Then we watched a couple episodes or whatever, and then and it's still going on. The home run derby might not be over yet.
It may not be. Look, I'm not a fan of all-star anything, no matter what sport it is. Not a fan of the baseball. I probably won't watch a damn bit of that, except when Paul Skeens pitches. I'll watch that.
You're just looking
just
for crowd
to see
shots.
if there's a crowd shot or two. After that, though, no. And I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of the NBA All-Star
Wet Blanket
activities.
Joe.
Not a fan of the Pro Bowl. Never have been.
Mr. Wet Blanket.
Why is a wet blanket? Entertain me, and they don't.
Well,
it's for nothing.
The game tonight might be entertaining.
It's not.
I mean, at least we're not playing for home field advantage.
Well, that's a good thing.
But I mean, at least tonight you'll see baseball.
Sure.
And hopefully good baseball. And for you, crowd shots.
And some good crowd shots.
Is Taylor Swift going to be there?
I don't think so.
All right.
No. I think she's in Thailand or something.
Are you going to watch the national anthem just to see if Cody does it right?
I probably will, because Skeens is starting. So,
and Cody will do it right. We know that.
And they're in an American League ballpark, right? So, well, he won't pitch until the bottom half. I'm going to have to sit through the top half of the first.
Oh, poor Joe. You could book a dental appointment. It sounds like you'd rather get a root canal than watch an all-star game.
Here's one thing I can guarantee you that I will be doing is I probably will be drinking.
Yeah?
I'll have something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Will you sing while you drink?
I might.
All right.
I'll sing along with Cody. Me and Cody.
A little duet?
Yeah.
That would work.
That would work.
That would work.
I'm telling you.
Although you'd sound more like Ingrid. Actually, you'd sound better than Ingrid.
I think I would sound better. It's hard. It'd be hard to sound much worse than Ingrid.
Again,
poor Ingrid.
I think that takes the case as the worst.
Well,
I know Fergie's right up there. Carl Lewis will have that forever.
See, here's the problem. Fergie sounded fine. She just tried to do something stupid.
Yeah.
Ingrid was
drunk.
Ingrid was bad.
And she's claiming drunk.
That's what she's claiming. Could have been some other substances.
Her crisis PR team. Let's see. You are really bad. What can we do? Drunk is the best option. Let's go with that one.
Yeah. Well, I have to believe she's not that bad.
She is watching film of Carl Lewis to get ready for this. That was mistake number one. Wow.
She had to rehearse before. They all do.
Sure.
And then she couldn't have sounded that bad in rehearsal.
If she did, again, this is on Major League Baseball.
Well, she sounded that bad, yes.
I mean, or whoever picks, whatever partner they have that says, all right, you've got this up-and-coming artist, Grammy nominated, she's starting a tour. All right, there you go. That's her, right?
Well, I'm sure she gets paid for that, right?
Well,
it's not right?
Yeah.
Although I might have withheld the check.
After
last night.
Still performed.
I'm not sure you can call it that. The dogs were happy.
I don't think so. When you get dogs that are howling, I think they're not happy. Yeah. If you're not into the All-Star game, you can watch the Spurs Summer Leaguers one final time tonight. Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Antonio's Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
Go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Glad to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. We're getting there. Monday's over. On to Tuesday. Tuesday's one of those days that everybody kind of likes. You don't hate Tuesday. You don't love it. But it's, it's okay. And Monday sucks.
What the hell are you talking about,
Tuesday's
Reinagel?
all right. Well, every day you kind of have a love-hate affair with.
All right.
Right? So I love Wednesdays, obviously.
Really?
Great day.
Hump day.
Loved Wednesdays. Thursday is good because you're anticipating the weekend. Friday's fantastic. Monday sucks. Tuesday's just one of those days that just kind of, it's like Switzerland. It's neutral.
Really?
Yeah. Just right there. Yeah.
You put too much thought into this, sir.
Well, you have to wake up and it's like, okay, we're Switzerland today.
At your age, you're just happy that you wake up.
Well, sure, exactly.
But the reality, I mean, Monday, sure. Although we're getting closer to Monday Night Football. And once you get into football season, see, you get into the football season and Tuesday, you're like, there's no game tonight.
Well, give it time.
Good point.
It'll be there.
Good point.
Well, the good news is we have football tomorrow or Thursday. It's Thursday, Texans.
I mean, technically speaking, the Bears rookies report today. The Texans, they start training camp. I don't know. Did their rookies did they report today or tomorrow? They report tomorrow. I know Nick Caserio is going to talk on Thursday morning.
On Thursday morning.
On Thursday morning.
Yeah.
At 8:30.
I figured he would.
Yeah, well, sure.
Of course.
10 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
It won't be a State of the Cowboys address. I mean, there's only one organization that has a State of the Union type address, and that is the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, if I'm Nick Caserio, I'm up there wearing a crown and a cape and saying I'm the king of the NFL right now. With all the moves that dude has made and with the publicity the Texans are getting, I'm just going to stand up there and enjoy my kingdom.
Yep. I won't claim to know Nick Caserio well.
Uh-huh.
Nick Caserio is not going to do that.
Probably not.
Not in July.
I'm just saying.
Now, if he's still standing in February, yes, what you just described would certainly be there. But he won't do it in July. He won't do it on the day one at training camp.
Well, it's been a pretty good year and a half for Nick Caserio, I would say.
Well, ever since he lost to Bill O'Brien, the guy seems like he knows what he's doing.
Right? Or who was the other guy? That,
Jack Easterby.
Easterby, yeah.
I mean, you get rid of the dead weight in the organization, you realize, all right, but we all thought they were a package deal. I mean, in reality, they kind of came in as a package deal. And, it turns out, all right, maybe they were at one point, but Nick Caserio's the lone survivor.
I mean, just think about the hits. D'Amico Ryan, C.J. Stroud. Who's the other dude?
Will Anderson.
Then you got Stephon Diggs coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
They get some dude from the XFL today.
Sure. Practice squad body.
Absolutely.
But again, though, I think that does, if you're a Cowboy fan wondering, what are the Cowboys going to do? In the next 2 weeks, you'll probably see a lot of those XFL guys, even if they don't make the team, become training camp types. Because, the XFL, UFL is what it's called now, Joe. But it's the, those guys are so close. And if they fit a need, it's like, all right, we can go over here. Like a lot of those guys are in camps, but for whatever reason, the numbers game didn't work in their favor or injuries. Now they'll have that opportunity.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. And that's why they play in those leagues.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like summer league types. Although in football, you have so many more roster spots than you do in the NBA. And, the Spurs wrap up their summer league schedule tonight. No Castle. Wrist injury, sure. You've seen enough from Castle to say, all right, let's get this guy ready for training camp. I feel like you've seen enough. At the same time, the biggest summer league story is Bronny. And with Bronny, there's not enough summer league games to get that guy ready. And now you feel like, man, you are taking away somebody else's opportunity that could use those summer league minutes for an opportunity to sit at the end of the bench.
I love the fact there was a Jaylen Brown who was heard saying this guy's not a pro. Then he walked it back like, oh, I don't want to piss off LeBron.
Well, you can't piss off LeBron.
Apparently not.
Them are the rules.
The godfather of the NBA.
He is.
Man, it's going to be definitely.
All right, Pledge, you're looking at the button like you hit the wrong one, and it's or you hit the right one, but the wrong thing is playing. But, at some point, are we going to hear what we're going to hear? No, apparently not.
It's all right.
Live radio.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's gremlins in the system.
It'll be interesting to see speaking of Stephon Castle, big fan of this guy. I think he's got a lot of potential, can be a big star. What he plays, he's not going to start. Everybody has him in the starting line. He's not going to be in that starting lineup. He won't be.
And I saw Jeff McDonald tweet something earlier, and Don Harris was weighing in, and I think we'll have debate like that throughout. Because he can play one or two.
Right.
Does he, in positionless basketball, I mean, at the start of the year, at the very least, Chris Paul is going to be your starting point guard.
Mm-hmm. Devin Vassell will be the 2.
And I could see Castle backing up both, but I could also see Castle starting the games that Chris Paul doesn't play yet.
Well, that'll be quite a few.
There will be a lot of games.
There'll be a lot of
happen.
those.
Chris
Yes.
Paul is not coming here to play 82 games.
No.
So does Castle start when Chris Paul doesn't, or does Trey? I mean, you could look at it when Vassell is out, whether it's by rest or because of injury. It's flexibility. But, for Greg Popovich to say the other night on television just how slow the game seems for him and his pace of play, that he doesn't force it, really is one of the biggest factors for a young player. And I think because he's already displaying that mindset, that skill set, that wrist injury, sure, but we've seen enough. Let's not get you hurt out here. You're going to be ready to go. And sure, it's a healthy debate, but he's not going to start. I'd be shocked if he is starting before Christmas at any point.
And let me just get my wet blanket out real quick.
Here we
All
go.
right, because just because Summer League is Summer League. All right, that's not the NBA.
Oh,
okay, it's not.
So everybody in the Summer League is not NBA caliber?
I'm just saying that there will be some growing pains,
sure,
even for a guy like Stephon Castle, as there was for Victor Wembanyama
and everybody else who's been in that league.
Everybody else.
Every rookie that has ever
played. So
played.
let's just, I love the fact that fans get excited. Stephon Castle, he's going to be an all-star.
That's what I love about you, Ryan Angle.
I just got to have everybody back to reality.
Well, but you pick and choose the realities you want to live in, because
of course,
hey, pump the brakes. Castle's going to have some growing pains, yet at the same time you want the rebuild. Like, I need people right now that are going to accelerate the rebuild.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So the organization doesn't get the growing pains and the ability to build this over time, because it does take time. But the player itself, those bricks along the way, pump the brakes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Stephon Castle will be a piece of the future. Okay, this year, I'm talking about this year, so it's obvious what the Spurs are doing.
Yes,
right. They're just spinning their wheels.
Well,
tires spinning. We're not going anywhere.
They're planting seeds.
Yeah,
Joe.
seeds.
And they're going to water the grass, and the grass is going to grow, and over time you're going to have a nice yard.
So we'll trade Chris Paul for another draft pick or 2 to put in the closet.
It could
maybe
be a
Harrison
nice
Barnes
bush
too.
over there, maybe a red tip.
Yeah, a little Harrison
but again,
Barnes. We'll trade him for a few draft picks.
You don't tear up everything out of the yard and then go in and plant and have a perfectly good yard. It takes a while. You got to water that grass.
Well, sure,
and that's what this year. They're not spinning wheels. They're planting the seeds and watering the grass.
But see, you can also go out if you just spend a little extra money and get an oak tree that's already mature. And that's already, there in the yard to kind of protect the grass as it grows.
You realize
that's what
oak
I
tree
want.
would be soaking up so much water that grass wouldn't be able to grow.
Not at all. Not if it's a mature oak tree. It provides some shade in the summertime.
But it's still going to suck up all that water down there.
They'll be just fine.
I mean, I listen to Bob Webster. I don't know.
It'll be just fine. So you spend a little extra money, get that big oak tree.
The
yard looks great as it's growing.
Yes.
And you're off and running. There's nothing wrong with that. Instead of putting that twig of an oak tree in there,
so
that may or may
landscaper
not
Joe
make
just
it.
says plant the tree and you're good. You don't have to do anything else.
No, you do all the rest, but
Oh.
you've got that oak tree to kind of get the project going. It's
Well,
already like, I got a mature tree in the
problem
yard.
is we don't have the mature tree. Our oak tree is Wemby. And that's what we're all building around. That is the centerpiece of our garden.
Sure, but he's more of a he's not the mature tree yet.
No,
he's
I just
kind of
said
in
that.
between.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if you get a mature tree that can grow along with Wemby's tree, and then you're fine. and everybody else. That's all I want.
For real gardening tips, Bob Webster on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings on KTSA. Far better than what you just heard.
I'm just saying it makes perfect sense. You can
do not read that. Do not read that, Ron Burgundy.
You can
do not read that.
You can speed the process up a little bit.
I think
if you'd like.
If you put that mature oak tree next to that other oak tree, it would kill the other. It would kill that.
Wemby might be a crepe myrtle, and he will blossom and bloom.
Do you even know what a crepe myrtle is?
I do. I got 2 of them in my yard. Yeah.
I think more of a red tip.
A red tip. Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever you want.
Provide shade, privacy.
Everybody's got an oak tree in their yard, and you want a mature one. Because I've seen, like in my neighborhood, people put up these little sticks that are oak trees, and sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't.
Have you ever tried to plant a tree in your yard?
I don't plant trees. No, I don't.
Yeah, whoever is planting the tree is going to get about a foot down and hit nothing but rock.
Well, sure.
Which is why you put the little tree in there so the roots can do all that work.
No, big trees are good. I got big trees in my house.
I've seen your house. I don't know where you have the big tree.
Have you seen the backyard?
Yeah, I have.
You have, huh?
I have.
And when we had to buy a tree for the next door neighbor,
well,
got a mature tree.
Yeah. You got a bigger tree. I wouldn't say it's a mature tree.
Well, it's certainly
it's more than the twig that needs the little deals in the yard to hold it up by the wires, right?
Now, see, Chris Paul.
Here we go.
You cut Chris Paul's trunk, and you're going to see lots of rings. All right. You cut, say, I don't know, a Lauri Markkanen, and I'm just saying he doesn't quite have as many rings and still room to grow.
Some will argue Chris Paul doesn't have any rings.
Well, he has none. You're exactly right. And he's not getting one this year.
And,
probably will go
as a tall
his entire
5'7"
career.
guy, you don't want to cut Chris Paul in half because
probably go his whole career without one, unfortunately.
Well, now that he signed here, he's almost guaranteed he's not getting a championship ring.
He will be gone by the trade deadline.
Okay.
That's a prediction.
Yeah.
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 Because we need more draft picks in the closet.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Don't have enough yet.
For when Lauri Markkanen's available at the deadline.
There's plenty for Lauri Markkanen right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, everybody, for the gardening tips. Spend a little more and get that mature oak.
As long as somebody else is digging the hole.
Well, of course. Of course.
Joe is really good at reaching out and grabbing his credit card, not doing any actual work.
Typically, if you buy a tree like that, they'll plant it. I mean, that's part of the price.
Well, no, it costs extra.
No.
There are some out there that like to plant their own trees.
I have never bought a tree that they didn't plant. It was part of the price.
How many trees have you actually bought in your life?
Well, I've lost count, but I'm just saying.
You can go down to any nursery and just buy a tree and take it home.
Well, why would you do that?
To plant it yourself.
So you're buying a twig.
Or, well, not necessarily. Or, not everybody requires the guy to come over to assemble things, Joe. And I think they just look at you, stereotype, and say, yeah, it's not included, but we're going to deliver this, right? Yes, sir. You want us to plant it? Yes, sir. I mean, it's just automatic.
Absolutely. Because you got to go out.
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
You got to find out where the lines are and check with CPS. And I'm not doing that. And they come spray the yellow paint in your yard. This is okay. I'm telling you. Now, see, do you guys not check with CPS before you dig a hole?
You always
just randomly digging a hole
before you dig.
Yeah,
sure.
Get somebody to do it.
Yeah.
You think Webster needs a little help on Saturdays?
No.
I could probably help him out. Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. Exactly. Bob.
I was talking to Bob the other day. Dude, he's something else. One of the few times in the off season, probably during the season, we will hear from Trey Lance. But as he's gearing up for training camp, battling to be the number 2 quarterback, he sat down with the DallasCowboys.com types. We'll hear from the Cowboys' maybe backup quarterback coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle,
The All-Star game, it's come and gone. How many runs got scored? But was it enough for Rob to get paid?
Let's hope it was 8. Did the Spurs outscore the Pelicans? We got Summer League, we got Open, we got Fun. We start at 6.
Real Americans.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increase libido, increase metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys? And are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy. It's a Tuesday, 2 days away from Thursday, in which we'll give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market this Thursday, as we do every Thursday. You want to win that? It's easy. You know you've grilled something over the last couple of days. Upload the photos of that great meat on your grill to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. We judge meat and give away money.
That's always nice, especially when it's somebody else's money.
Yes.
That's really nice. I love giving away other people's money.
Always. And we like saving you guys money.
Of course.
You know, a lot of times, excuse me, we tell you about the weekend specials at Tri-County Meat Market. They're having some weekday specials through Thursday on Akaushi steaks. So you
Wow.
want some good Akaushi Wagyu ribeye steaks. They're on special right now for $29 a pound. That is $5 off a pound.
Wow.
That's a hell of a deal. If you buy steaks like that, you know that's a hell of a deal.
Well, I got to get by there. It runs through when?
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's a weekday special, not a
Nice.
weekend special.
Well, I mean, look, we all eat meat during the week.
Yes.
We don't want to wait till the weekend.
Well, I mean, at that price, I mean, have them seal it and all that, throw it in the freezer.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
You buy several of them.
I mean, you could just have a good steak night.
Yeah, for sure. And they're big too.
Yes. You have no idea, do you?
They're big.
Well, I mean, yeah, by the pound, you can get them as big as you want.
Right. Well, I have purchased
Yes.
a couple of those.
Yes.
From Tri-County, and they're delicious.
They are.
Yes.
Akaushi's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Low and slow on those things.
Yeah.
Tender.
Mm-hmm. Melt in your mouth.
Butter. Yep.
It's awesome. I'm
Good
hungry
stuff.
now.
So on this Taco Tuesday, go get yourself a ribeye.
Yeah. No tacos.
I mean,
today.
we keep talking steaks. Pledge is going to get angry because he's going to get hangry. Although maybe not. That dude brought pizza in.
Yeah, he didn't offer us any.
Did
at
not
all.
offer us any pizza.
You know,
we bring this dude lunch all the time, and he goes rolling into his office, heated up, I don't know, it looked like half a pizza with some garlic knots from Little Italy, which is that great spot over there at West and Blanco. Been there forever. Great pizza spot.
Awesome
Does
pizza,
Pledge
yes.
say, hey, anybody want a slice? No.
No.
Nothing. None.
Not even
He was trying
not
to
even a
hide the
hint.
fact that he had it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what do you got there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, pizza from Little Italy. And he dipped
Yeah,
into his
he
studio
was
and
gone.
just left us hanging.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you heard me today?
Have I what?
Have you heard me today through that door?
No.
You haven't heard me hacking up a lung?
Oh, that's nice.
No.
You sure you want a piece of pizza that I cooked?
You cooked it or it's from Little Italy?
Well, I warmed it up. I had it over my face. As I
That
was
microwave
walking back.
will destroy
Yeah,
anything.
zap everything.
Yeah.
Listen to Pledge.
Yeah. Isn't that nice of him? He's thinking of us.
I was just being an ass because I'm sick. You know, it's for
He's
your
thinking of
your
us.
benefit.
Right,
You know, most
right.
people when they're sick want soup, not pizza.
Uh-huh.
But you know, hey,
Yeah.
how'd you get sick?
Yeah, it's summertime. How did that happen?
Miss Becky?
No, head's just all.
Well, you can be allergic to those furry handcuffs.
Polyester.
Polyester, huh? Stop. Turn off your microphone. Nobody feels bad for you. You know, you're a little all stopped up. Some might say you're full. You should have gone to see Miss Becky.
Exactly.
Somebody out there got that.
Yes.
It's one of those old dad jokes.
Yeah. I got you. That was always this weekend.
Not if he's sick.
Oh,
He won't have the
it's
energy.
Tuesday. Come on.
Although
he'll be fine.
maybe Miss Becky needs to come down not with handcuffs, but with a cup of chicken soup.
A little chicken soup, a little of that. What's that stuff my dad used to rub?
Mentholatum?
That,
Yeah.
but it's called something.
Like
It's not Vaseline. It's Vicks.
the vapor rub.
You remember
It's
Vicks?
mentholatum.
Well, yeah, but nobody knows mentholatum. Everybody knows Vicks.
Vapor rub or something.
Right? Yeah.
Vaseline.
Well, it's kind of like Vaseline, except it burns.
Supposed to open.
Does.
As Miss Becky chimed in on the YouTube chat today, I would imagine she's got some motherly instincts and we'll be able to take care of one little sick James Pledger. If you're that sick, why are you at work? Pledge, why are you at work if you're that sick?
Not like deathly ill, but I'm definitely not 100%.
Well, you never are. I mean, it's halfway through the season. But the reality is, I mean, if you're sick, don't come to work.
Says the man who called a football game with a appendix
My rules
rupturing.
and your rules, do as I say, not as I do. But I mean, honestly, if you're too sick to share pizza, you're too sick to share a room.
Well, luckily he's in another room.
I mean, he could have easily said, hey, guys, there's pizza in a box over there. If you go zap it up, it will kill whatever germs I have. But if you guys are hungry and want a slice of pizza, I brought lunch today.
Well, I'm happy to know that whatever Pledge is sick from is certainly not affecting his appetite.
Well, no, that's true, because that was a lot of pizza.
That was a hell of a lot of pizza.
I mean, there was enough to share.
There was.
Yes.
Can we get a breaking news thing? According to one Adam Schefter, Caleb Williams has signed a 4-year, fully guaranteed contract, $39 million that includes $25.5 million signing bonus and a 5th-year team option.
Good for Caleb.
Finally got it done.
Well, I mean, rookies reported today.
They did.
And there were some questions on what was actually happening with him because he does not have an agent. So
fully guaranteed.
They had, well, I mean, it's the rookie contract.
I get it.
So, I mean, but he, you know, with no agent, he had to negotiate that because while he said his lawyer was taking care of it, his lawyer is not a certified agent. So you can't really do that. So they had to figure it out. And they
figured it out. Got it done.
And with your rookie contract, I don't know that you really need an agent, at least for that part of it.
Probably not.
He probably needs to hire a marketing agent.
He does.
Because he's going to cash in on his NIL opportunities or whatever they call it in the NFL.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Football is here, man.
He gets how much guaranteed?
$39 million.
How much has Trey Lance made being a top 5 pick?
That's a good question.
I mean, he's made a lot of guaranteed
money. Well, no, Jerry
money.
just gave him another $5 million, right?
Yeah, a lot of guaranteed money. Just because of where he was drafted.
Yes, number 3 overall.
Which does make you wonder, at what point do they look at that? Because there was a time in the world where Sam Bradford got a $50 million signing bonus as being a top overall guy. And they said, well, after Sam, we got to change the rules. So they went with slotted contracts for first rounders. So you look at Trey Lance, he signed a 4-year, $34 million contract with the 49ers back in 21. Contract runs through the 25 season, and 34 of that guaranteed. Got $22 million signing bonus.
But remember that 5th year was an option year for the Cowboys, and they declined it and then gave him $5 million. So a little bit less than that, I guess.
Yeah.
But not bad.
So
for a guy that's really never played anything.
And I'll tell you, they sat down with DallasCowboys.com, and you know, besides counting money, he did say what he was looking forward to this year.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to becoming closer with the guys, closer with this coaching staff, continue to get better and getting some more opportunities on the field.
Translation, I'm looking forward to holding a clipboard, listening to all the stuff going on in my ear, and just being a good teammate.
Well, exactly right, but he's looking forward to doing that as the second stringer and not the third guy. So that's what he's looking forward to doing. Look, that's the big, certainly one of the big battles in training camp is going to be between Lance and Cooper Rush.
And it's just, I don't even know how big of a battle it's going to be. It's going to be can Trey Lance win that job? Because we know what we've got with Cooper Rush. And with Cooper Rush, you have a game-ready backup quarterback, which is all you want out of your backup. You know, they're kicking the tires on Trey Lance. Can he at least win that job? You know, they gave up a 4th-round pick to
That's why he'll win that job. He will win that job. I would every case of beer in this town.
I won't let you do that just because
there's no way.
You owe 2 cases of beer, which can be found all over town.
No. One.
But he'll have every opportunity to win that job.
He'll win it. Unless he just sucks.
Well, that's it. I think it is set up for him to win, but he still has to win the job. You know, I think this is where Jerry and Steven will let the coaching staff do their part. If he doesn't grade out and can't beat out Cooper Rush, because Cooper Rush at the very least has proven if Dak gets hurt and misses 4 or 5 games, he can go in there and he can win games.
Yeah.
It doesn't completely derail your season.
True.
And that's a really high bar that Trey Lance is going to have to overcome in earning the confidence of the coaching staff and the teammates, because they're all going to know. I think in today's NFL, you'll see it doesn't matter where you're drafted. It's what are you doing? And because you see guys all over the place that have taken jobs. So I think he's got every opportunity to go win that job. but he has to go win it.
He's going to get the bulk of the preseason football games. I mean, he's going to. So they are going to give him every opportunity. And if it's even close, Jason, because the Cowboys ridiculously gave up a 4th-round draft pick for this guy, they're going to give him every opportunity. And even if it's close, he's going to win that job.
I agree, although he was asked about his biggest area of improvement this offseason.
I'd say just become more familiar with the guys. Coming in, not having an offseason with guys was a little bit tough and just new throwing to new guys, but I feel like I'm in a good spot now.
I mean, at the very least, this guy has learned how to talk in nothing but cliches. I mean, everything that he said was one cliche right after another. Lance, how was your offseason?
Oh, it's been awesome. Like I mentioned, just been able to spend more time around the guys, become more familiar with them, spend time together outside of the facility through the off-season program and everything like that.
I mean, solid backup quarterback's like being a best man. I got to plan the party, make sure everybody's lunch is taken care of. I'll get their car washed, whatever Dak needs, man, I'll get it taken care of.
Of course, and that's what you do. Cooper Rush has been very good at that.
Absolutely. He's got all the cliches down.
Yeah.
You watch an interview. All right, DallasCowboys.com. We sit down with Trey Lance and you learn not a damn thing.
So, which is a good football player and a good quarterback. Have you heard Dak Prescott lately?
Yeah.
It's exactly how he sounds.
I mean, he could have actually said that when asked, what does he learn from Dak?
Everything from A to Z. I mean, obviously everyone knows the type of quarterback he is, but also the type of person. From day one, I came in, he could have treated me any type of way, but he showed me nothing but love, and super thankful for him for that.
Cliche.
Well, yeah, and Dak's not worried about you, young man.
No.
I mean,
he could have treated you all kinds of ways.
Could have.
You were no threat, sir.
No threat at all.
None.
Even though I think that was Jerry's intention to be when he brought him in and wasted a 4th-round draft pick. We'll see how this plays out. It's going to be fun at training camp.
Yeah, we leave soon for AA Best Bail Bonds, Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the HURT app. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. You don't want to wait for an injury to happen to download it. So go download it today. It's the HURT app. It's free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists, available in the App Store and Google Play. You can learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circus Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circus Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. And Circa Million spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we had the Home Run Derby last night. Tonight we have the All-Star Game. American League, National League square off at Globe Life Field in Arlington. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. You can catch that game on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and San Antonio's ESPN 1250, all beginning at 6 o'clock. And UTSA Athletics has a new corporate sponsor, IKEA Live Oak. First partnership between IKEA and college.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Happy Tuesday.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's an interesting news story you just had there about IKEA and UTSA.
How about that?
You know, because I was reading the press release, they're going to have in a UTSA section at the IKEA store, which I've seen other places, like when we were moving Erica into Sam Houston State or even at Arizona State, because in Phoenix, most of her stuff is actually from IKEA.
Uh-huh.
And when you walked in there, they had like the whole Sun Devil apartment setup,
nice.
Everything that you might need. So I'm guessing that's what they're going to have for UTSA.
They're going to have a shuttle to take kids to the Alamo Dome for games.
Nice.
That's part of it. It's going to be the IKEA shuttle. And then apparently IKEA is going to be on the net for volleyball games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So good for them.
It is good for them. That's one of those stores. They got great Swedish meatballs, but you get some from there and you go to build that stuff. And
IKEA has good Swedish meatballs.
They do.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you never been over there?
I haven't been to it. Do they have a frozen food section?
No, they got a kid because they realized that IKEA's figured it out. And I wish more stores would do this. There's got to be dad chairs. There's got to be something. I mean, there's nothing worse than you go shopping with the wife or the kids and you're just bored as hell. And
most of the time,
give me a place to go sit down, a comfortable chair. I can get on my phone. I can go watch TV. At IKEA, you can go eat.
Nice,
because you're going to get lost in there. There's maps on the floor and a GPS. Yeah. It's nuts. And all you know is whenever you get that home, you get your little Allen wrenches out, and you hope that you can be able to put this together without too many extra parts, because there will be extra parts, even though they say there won't be extra parts.
Have you ever done that?
What?
Put together something from IKEA?
Many times.
Really?
Many times.
Uh-huh.
Many times. And I'm glad to say that the stuff that we bought 4 years ago, I moved Erica out to Phoenix. And her kitchen table, little entertainment shelf thing for TV, the dresser, all of that still standing.
Really?
I'm proud of myself.
I'm shocked.
It's still standing.
I'm shocked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It must be pretty easy then.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I wouldn't say that, but it was just me and the kiddo out there.
So how much did Joanna do?
No, Joanna wasn't there, because otherwise we would have killed each other. Joanna and I cannot build things together. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Well, I'm shocked.
Lots of fights when you're trying to put together furniture.
All right. Well, good. Way to go.
Yeah.
I got a faucet. You want to put that in?
Nope.
Come on, Minix.
You already put in your faucet.
I know. That's been a long story.
Yep.
And took it out and put another one in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never again. I'm retired from being a handyman.
And a landscaper And
no, I'm still pretty good at the landscape.
Really?
I've got great ideas. I can tell you what to do.
Yeah, but you don't do the work.
Mature oak tree right there. Not if it includes digging a hole.
I mean, do you actually tell the lawn guy anything, or does Maggie?
The lawn guy? Yeah, I'll go talk to him. Sure.
But is it your idea, or Maggie says, hey, if you see the guy?
No, I've got ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
When it's time to trim the bushes, is that your idea or Maggie's idea?
That's probably her idea.
Yeah.
To trim the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we talking about gardening? What are we?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why your mind goes into the gutter all the time.
I was just curious. That goofy look on your face. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about now.
I know your wife.
Uh-huh.
Joe, when you see the guy, will you tell him to do this, this, and this? Yep. Yes, dear.
I do that, but there's times like we have some and I don't know if it's crabgrass or some kind of, it's not weeds, but it's like grass and I don't know how you get rid of it. Your weed killer doesn't work, and you can't put grass killer on it because it'll kill everything.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get rid of it.
Gotcha.
It's irritating.
You call a guy.
Well, I guess.
If your guy isn't doing it, my guy will do it.
I got a guy.
You got a guy?
He knows the right.
My guy?
Yeah.
Yes. The guy that I have right now might be the best lawn guy I've had.
Yeah, he's brand new. How do you know?
He's fairly new.
Well, it's a honeymoon period.
Well, he's still doing a good job.
Uh-huh.
He's still doing a hell of a job.
We'll talk in a year or two.
Well, that's true. Now, the guy I had before that was a really good guy and more of a handyman guy. And then, the winter came and he's like, all right, I'm going to be in Mexico for about a month. All right, cool. I've never heard from him again.
Wow.
Never heard from him again. Cell phone doesn't work anymore. Nothing. This guy has dropped off and he was, maybe 6-7 years.
I hope the guy's okay.
I have no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea. No idea. But I had to find a new guy, and the guy that I have now is actually really good.
See, I've got a saying, Minix. I don't want any labor pains. Just give me the baby. That's it.
That's your saying.
That's it.
You come up with that all by yourself?
Well, I don't know. I might have heard it from somebody. I don't want any labor pains, man. Just give me the baby. I'll write you a check.
Uh-huh.
I guess we don't write checks anymore.
Well, you could.
Well, I guess. It's all Zelle or Venmo.
Or cash.
Or cash works too.
My guy sends me an invoice, pay him online.
Yeah?
Yeah. Although he's got to figure it out, I can't tip. So whatever the invoice is exactly what he gets.
You actually tip the guy?
Well, I generally would, yeah.
Really?
But I can't tip because his invoice doesn't allow that.
I never tip the yard dude.
Of course you don't, you cheap bastard.
Well, you don't tip the guy. What do you tip him for?
Well, if he does extra work.
Well, then he usually charges for that.
Not my guy.
No, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, you generally tip the guy.
Now, if he didn't charge me for it, I'd tip him.
Do you tip the guy at the wash tub?
Yeah.
All right. Why? You already paid for the wash.
I mean, guys.
You don't tip your yard guy.
I never have done that. I didn't know that was a thing. That's a whole nother segment. Who the hell are you supposed to tip and who are you not?
In today's world, everybody.
Well, apparently, right?
Everybody. You ever tip your producer?
No. Well, yeah, I actually do. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Food.
Yes. But you don't tip your yard guy.
That's what he prefers. I don't. Maybe I didn't know that was a thing.
You don't have to.
Yeah. But you do.
Well, no, my guy won't let me.
His system
went out. His system went.
You would do it.
Well, I was going to, yes, maybe. In case he's listening, I don't want to say every time.
Right.
But I know that.
I hope he is listening.
I would say I am the only yard that he does in our neighborhood. So when he started doing my yard, I'm hoping he gets more business in my neighborhood because it's got to be worth it for him to go out there. That's why I would tip him extra just because I know he's going out of his way to be able to do that. Because I don't want to lose him. I'm like, dude, it's not worth it for me to drive all the way out there.
Well, you're a sales guy. Go out and sell him. Go up and down the neighborhood, put up flyers and stuff. Come on, Minix.
Clearly not my job.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, to opinions. Never enough time.
Yep, that's exactly where we are. You know, money and divvying up the money. Knicks owner James Dolan, he's one of those rich guys. He doesn't like the NBA's new revenue sharing idea and the new media deal in general. The rich guy is the one that's unhappiest.
He's unhappy because he thinks it's going to screw with these regional TV networks that he does business with. So that's what he's afraid of. And how much money that will cost him, I don't know, but that's what he's afraid of, that it's going to mess with them. So that's kind of the gist of his argument. So he wrote a scathing letter.
Strongly worded email. Yes.
And company. We'll see if that works out or not.
You know, from a scathing letter to a heartfelt text message. I think we all remember Rory just completely pooping the bed.
Yes.
Tiger Woods sent him a heartfelt text message.
That's sweet.
Rory never responded.
No.
Just ghosted him in a roundabout way. But apparently not on purpose.
Full disclosure, I changed my number 2 days after the US Open, so I didn't get it until he told me about it today. So I was like, oh, thanks very much. So I blanked Tiger Woods, which was probably not a great thing.
Who'll be stealing my Lucky Charms?
So,
I can't help it.
So how does that conversation go? You know, Rory, I sent you a text message, man. You never responded. And if you're Tiger Woods, I'm guessing you send a message, no matter what you're in the middle of, everybody responds.
Well, sure, it's Tiger Woods.
I mean, but somebody didn't. Tiger brings it up like, hey, dude, I texted you. You didn't get back to me. Think it was that way?
Nah, Tiger wouldn't have done it. Hey,
Rory wouldn't have known about it if Tiger didn't bring it up.
Well, I'm sure Tiger brought it up. I mean, wouldn't you? If I text you or you text me and I didn't answer?
I would think that Tiger probably thought, yeah, even though it was from me, I'm Tiger Woods. The way he played and closed and blew that, I don't know that I would have responded either. Like when Tiger has a bad day, does he thanks, man, appreciate the love. I mean, what's the response from Rory supposed to be? Except for your Tiger Woods, you better respond.
Yeah,
just the thumbs up emoji?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Could have been something short and sweet.
Sure.
Apparently, this really screwed up McIlroy, though.
He changed his number.
So what changed his number? Apparently, he went out to the ocean and was just roaming around and not doing anything. And really screwed him
Head
up.
games.
I guess.
It's part of it. Although, if you change your number, and athletes do this often.
They do.
There's a list of people that hey, here's my new number. I changed my number.
Well,
right?
He probably didn't send that out. He changed it because people were bothering him.
Well, sure,
right?
Because they were texting him about choking, right?
Now, choking is a harsh word.
Isn't that how you described it the next day?
He missed the putt.
Yes.
Yeah, he choked. It was his to win. Yes.
Yes.
And then he let that live dude win it.
But when you change your number, there are certain people that you say, hey, here's my new number.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're up for it. He changed his number and probably turned his phone off. That's what I would have done. Although I wouldn't have been that big of a donkey, to be honest with you. I mean, it's golf, dude. I get it. It's golf.
I've seen you play golf. If you change your number after every bad round.
Well, exactly. But if I'm Rory McIlroy.
Nobody get a hold of you.
Rory McIlroy's got about $1 bazillion in the bank. See, what I love about that, the only thing I like about it is the fact that the dude is still a competitor.
Yep.
Wants to win.
Yeah.
It's not all about money, livers.
So now all of a sudden it's back to the live type?
Well, yeah, that's all they care about. Money.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn about competition.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah. One of those live types lose, they don't change their number?
No.
Yeah.
Let's go buy another pair of shorts.
God, you're so brutal. Can we hear the donkey sound effect again? Joe Reining.
Yeah.
Now this, what are we playing? It's not the British Open, I'm told.
It's the Open Championship.
Do we have to say it that way?
We can't call it the British Open anymore. I don't know if that offended someone or what, but
is that the official rule? But aren't they playing like in Scotland?
It's called the Open Championship. Yes.
So it's the Scottish Open this
week.
Is it
not
the Scottish Open?
It's the whole
I mean, we have
it's a whole
we
over
have
there
the U.S.
Open.
It's the U.S. Open.
And it's played in the U.S.
All right, so over there, it's in Scotland. So
Right.
this is the Scottish Open.
They can play it anywhere they want. They had the Scottish Open last week.
Well, no, it's this way. Well, that's why it's
No.
just the Open.
It's the British Open, as far as I'm
It's
concerned.
not the British
no,
Open.
it will be.
You sound
When
like you sound like a live type now.
When I do the sports centers, here's your leaderboard from the British Open.
Again, accuracy doesn't matter as
Does
long as
not
it's
matter.
Ryan Eagles' way.
That's exactly right. Yes.
The Open.
The Open Championship.
The Open.
Across the pond.
Yeah. We do have a little drama.
We do.
You got Tiger. Hey, Rory, I texted you, dude. You don't want to text me back? And then Tiger's calling out Colin Montgomery because Colin's like, yeah, that dude should just retire.
Well, as a past champion, I'm exempt till I'm 60. Colin's not. He's not a past champion, so he's not exempt. So he doesn't get the opportunity to make that decision. I do. So when I get to maybe at his age, I still make that decision when he doesn't.
Nice. See, that was a brilliant comeback. Colin Montgomery said he should retire. I've said that too, just because I don't want to see Tiger shoot 80-something. But that was a beautiful response to that. It's like, hey, shut up, dude. You're not half as good as I ever was.
Over under on who finishes higher.
Ooh, I don't know.
Would you take Tiger or Colin?
I would just take Tiger because Colin's he's an English dude. So I got to stay with the United States.
Beer bet?
I think that smells like a beer bet, doesn't it?
What, you're taking Colin?
I have no idea.
So what am I going to get you? Some kind of, I don't know, what's a good Scottish beer?
Yingling.
That
sounds Scottish.
Scottish. Some goofy
Amstel.
Amstel. That's Finland, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's a Laurie Markkinen beer. Come on.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know, man. I hope Tiger makes the cut. I don't have any faith in him. And that's what's sad to me. I don't want to see the dude play golf like that.
But his trash talk game is on par.
It is on par.
I mean,
yes.
and we haven't heard that in a long time. I appreciated that because, dude, you might not play like you used to, but at least you could talk trash now and entertain us.
Well, and he was absolutely right. He's got that choice, can make that choice. Colin Montgomery cannot.
Yes.
Love it.
So the Open
Championship
is this weekend.
We'll have to pick. We'll have to do it tomorrow because it starts early Thursday morning. I mean, like early Thursday morning, like 3 a.m. this time.
Are you going to wake up to watch?
No.
All right.
But it's nice when I do wake up that golf is on.
See,
Cup
that
of coffee.
doesn't make me go back to sleep.
No.
Yeah, it would.
Not when it's a major championship.
What do you mean?
It's a major championship.
You don't even know what it's called.
It's the British Open.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's the Open.
One of the 4 majors.
The Open.
It's the British Open.
It's not the British Open.
Well, that's what I'm calling it.
You'll be wrong.
Well, it'll be the first time, but I'm calling it that.
Be the first time
that I'm wrong.
In the last, 48 seconds?
It's the British Open. Enjoy, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
KTSA demands accuracy in their sports centers.
Yeah, well, that's too bad.
KTSA stands for Keep the Sports Away. They really don't give a damn. The Open.
The Open Championship.
The Open. You do have the All-Star game happening tonight. You're looking for a place to go watch it. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. There's no better place to go watch any big game, any big event than there at the Roo. Whether you're talking about, a baseball game, a big fight, UFC, boxing, they always have them there at the Roo on those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And I've said many times, if the Roo Pub wasn't a great sports bar, it'd be a great restaurant. And it happens to be both because their food there is fantastic. Love the fried shrimp. They got the biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the original Wemby burger. Great chicken sandwiches. Their appetizers are incredible. Love the onion rings there at the Roo. And Pledge tells me the salads there are great. Kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you want that late night meal, don't go to a drive-through. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Guess what, people? Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you get the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Will City Lambs show up for training camp or hold out for a new deal? San Antonio Sports Star is live from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, with the answer to that question and others. Team coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds begins Monday morning, July 29th. South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minnick. Whoa. Hear that promo for Cowboys training camp?
Yeah. Will CD hold out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thought our promo writers would have come up with something a little bit more creative than the obvious. But, that is going to be a big question. But I think we'd all be surprised if he's there day one.
Well, what are they going to say? Is Trey Lance going to beat out Dak Prescott?
I mean.
All the drama.
Wait, is Trey Lance going to beat out Dak Prescott?
That would have piqued people's interest.
No. No.
It made you cry if that happens.
Cry?
Yes.
No.
Next, I worry about you when it comes to Dak.
Oh, jeez.
I'm telling you. You and Dak, man. You think I got something going on with Jake Ferguson? I think you and Dak Prescott are like,
Dak.
Woo.
Yeah. I love how you just make crap up. No, dude. I mean, I try to look at Dak in an honest way, and I feel like sometimes I'm the only one that does. I'd replace Dak in a minute if you replaced him with something better. You just want somebody else to be mad at.
No, I don't. I'd like for somebody that might have a chance to win in the playoffs.
And you think Trey Lance offers you that?
No, I don't.
All right.
No.
Yeah. And for those that do, you just want somebody else to be mad at, because I'm tired of being mad at Dak. I know what I've got with Dak.
I think it's time for the Cowboys to blow it up and start over.
You say that now.
And I don't think it will take as long as you think it will to rebuild that thing.
And because great quarterbacks are just readily available.
Well, hey, look what the Rams did. You go out and get a Matthew Stafford, somebody like that.
I agree. If they could pull something like that off.
We'll see what happens. All the drama of Cowboys camp.
All the drama.
Coming up.
Yep. In fact, we'll take the Athletics Cowboys fan survey coming up in about 10 minutes.
Which is a very interesting question on there, too, that will make you think.
Although, one of the... is Dak going to lose his job to Trey Lance is about as dumb of a storyline is what's coming out of the SEC media day. I'm not surprised, but I am. That will the horns down hand signal be a penalty? You knew it would be a question, right? I didn't realize it would be this much of a topic throughout SEC media days.
I think it should be.
You think it should be a topic?
Absolutely.
Well,
it's very disrespectful, Jason.
It is. It's like butchering the national anthem at a home run derby.
I agree.
It's that level of disrespect. The idea, though, that there really isn't an answer, because it was said today by the SEC coordinator of officials that it depends on intent or context.
We've talked a lot about that in our officiating group since I've taken over in the 2020 season. And to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm asking my officials to use a framework of judgment where the act to be a foul needs to be in one of three buckets. It needs to be taunting an opponent, it needs to be a travesty of the game, or it needs to otherwise compromise our ability to manage the game. What's a travesty of the game?
Good.
Right? It's just a phrase.
Please explain that.
I asked my officials, the act itself needs to be offending to the senses. If you took that act out of a football stadium and did it in a shopping mall or a grocery store, would it offend the senses to a majority of the reasonable people in the area? Right?
Reasonable people.
That signal
SEC fan.
Right? You might have some people that share that signal with you. You did that at a grocery store or in a shopping mall, depending where you are. So it's very much, we're going to evaluate it in context. I could see a scenario. I want to be very cautious about using hypotheticals, right? But I could see a scenario where an opponent of Texas makes a big play in celebrating with his teammates, possibly going back to the sideline. They're giving the signal. It's not taunting. It's not making a travesty of the game. It's not affecting our ability to manage the game.
You know, all of that was a lot of BS, was it not? I mean, honestly, because look, if you're doing the horns down over somebody, whether you're doing that or you're just pointing at them, that's taunting. Either way. So it doesn't matter what signal whether it's horns down or something else. That's taunting. That's a penalty. Doesn't matter. If you're doing it out in public and it doesn't offend most people, I mean, it's going to offend a Longhorn fan.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're at a grocery store in Norman, probably not.
Well, probably
if you're at
not.
a grocery store in College Station, probably not.
Just let it go. I mean, the rules are the rules. And I don't understand the problem with the horns down sign. I really don't.
I really don't either. I mean, it's there. You see horns down in games that Texas is not playing in.
Yes.
Right? It's just one of the, it's a, what's the word am I looking? It's like shooting the bird without shooting the bird for some people.
It's just really ridiculous that we're spending this much time on the horns down sign. It's laughable that we're doing it. And, if you do it and you're taunting, then that's a penalty. just like anything else taunting-wise would be a penalty. But if you're going back, you score a touchdown against Texas and you do a horns down, what's the problem? Stop them from scoring a touchdown. How about that if you're offended by
but
it?
there's that. But again, though, listening to the reasoning, now you have the officials have to determine
unbelievable
intent, which is just dumb. Now, forgive my ignorance on asking this question. Did Longhorns somewhere along the way complain about it? Or did it start becoming a penalty just because some referee thought it was taunting and it kind of took a life of its own? I really don't remember like UT players or coaches complaining like they can't do that. If you send me an article that says that's where that did happen, I'll be glad to change, because I don't remember it coming that way. If I remember correctly, like all of a sudden a referee threw it for unsportsmanlike conduct, and even Texas fans or Texas coaches were like, yeah, I have no idea.
It's
because
ridiculous.
You've seen horns down for a long time in games that don't involve Texas.
I mean,
right?
what's going to happen now? Yeah, I mean,
It's not. Well,
you've got a great saying. It's 3:31 and OU still sucks.
They do.
Are we going to penalize people for that now?
Well, I mean, if you say that during the game and the ref hears that, then I suppose so, because at 3:31 the OU does still suck.
Well, of course.
But it's not Texas entitlement. That's the thing. Like, I don't recall Texas complaining and sending a strongly worded email that's offensive and they've got to stop doing
Well,
that.
that's why I find all of this laughable, that we're spending this much time at SEC Media Days asking about the horns down sign. Woo! Let's solve the problems of the SEC. How ridiculous is it?
Mm-hmm. Juan Garcia says, I've never heard the Aggies complain about thumbs down. Damn entitlement. Do people do thumbs down?
I have no clue.
I mean, some people say gig 'em and others say gag 'em. I've heard that.
Right, I've heard that too. Yeah,
but you don't see like somebody score on the Aggies and celebrate by doing a thumbs down. I've never seen that.
I've never seen it. And if they do it, it's obviously not a big deal, because we're not spending hours at the SEC Media Days talking about the thumbs down. That's it just baffles me. And I blame our business for that.
Yes.
Because you get yahoos that just want to make something. Oh, the horns down symbol. What are you going to do about that? Nothing. Next question.
Well, that's it. But instead you get this long answer. And again, apply this to SEC fan base. I mean, listen to this guy again.
We've talked a lot about that.
A lot
in our officiating group since I've taken over in the 2020 season. And to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm asking my officials to use a framework of judgment where the act to be a foul needs to be in one of three buckets. It needs to be taunting an opponent. It needs to be a travesty of the game. Or it needs to otherwise compromise our ability to manage the game.
No, the only reason we don't need to hear the whole thing. If you're standing over somebody and doing it and taunting, that would be the only one, but that's taunting. That's not
taunting.
And that's no matter what finger you're pointing. And if you're doing that, you're probably saying something that would draw the foul.
Yes.
Outside of that, if you're running back to your sideline, celebrating with your team, doing the horns down, I don't give a damn.
No.
Right? That's not offensive. When I'm watching a game that does not involve Texas and you see it, that old saying about living rent-free in somebody's head comes to mind.
Yes.
So most Texas fans that I know find this whole conversation laughable.
It is laughable.
Not offensive.
It's
in any stretch.
Completely laughable that we're taking time out of this to the horns down sign.
Are you kidding? I mean, the Aggie song's about sawing them off.
Exactly.
I mean, that's violence. That's, hurting animals. You talk about offense. I can't even say it with a straight face.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous that this guy comes in a press conference with a straight face. We've been discussing this for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as we knew Texas was coming in, we've been discussing this. Dude, just go away.
Yeah.
It's college football.
Next question.
Exactly.
I mean, it's football. You see horns down in the NFL. And you see horns down from people that didn't play, I don't know, at OU or A&M.
Right.
And I think it's more of an OU thing, isn't it?
It's an OU thing.
It started more with OU.
Yeah.
We'll blame them.
Which is perfect.
334 and they still suck.
Perfect.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great rivalry.
Yes.
They should make something like that.
Although then again, we can't call it, we've had to change the name of the rivalry how many times?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because we all have to be politically correct and play nice. Red River Rivalry.
Unbelievable.
Is that what we're calling it?
Well, we can't call it shootout.
No.
Yeah, that's the.
And what was it before that? Showdown? Oh, is it Showdown
It was
now?
shootout, showdown, rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why the Washington Bullets had to change their name.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Because some Yahoo reporter wants to waste our hours of our time asking about the horns down sign.
Yeah, we just had a hell of a segment.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll have it again, too, because I feel better.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. We're going to take the Athletic Cowboy fan survey together.
I can't wait.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
I don't know if you guys subscribe to the Athletic. This is fun to do. If you want to help us answer some of these questions, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We'll take your calls. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the All-Star game. It's come and gone. How many runs got scored? But was it enough for Rob to get paid?
Let's hope it was 8. Did the Spurs outscore the Pelicans? We got Summer League, we got Open, we got Fun. We start at 6.
Real Americans.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise on the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Hi everybody, Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their lives. That's where the Puppy Food Bank comes in. The Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving scratch food and pouring quality cocktails every day after dark. Visit a Twin Peaks near you and experience the best late night in the league. Today, tomorrow, or any day of the week. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And when you join My Lowe's Rewards for free, the savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers, plus earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards, just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our loyalty program at lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards and become a member for free today. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Jim Rome, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Superstar. It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Tuesday afternoon. Appreciate you tuning in today. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, and while you're there, you can comment. And a lot of you are commenting about Rodney Terry, complaining about UCF. And I remember that.
Yeah, I do too.
But that was well after it was established that it was supposed to be a foul. So Rodney Terry complaining isn't what I'm talking about. The origin of when did it become a penalty of some sort to do the horns down? Once it became a penalty, and I think that was the basis of Rodney Terry. And we hammered Rodney Terry, dude. You got other things to worry about.
Absolutely.
But it was already supposed to be a rule, or it was already a rule at that time. That's not what started it. So when I asked, did a coach complain? Not Rodney Terry, because I remember that clearly, and that was embarrassing. But that's not what started the horns down becoming a penalty. Another comment said that it started in 18 with West Virginia, and Juan sent me a deal. Big 12 officiating director Greg Burks in 2019, at the 2019 Big 12 Media Days, addressed the jester being penalized because the Big 12 had no official ruling on the jester. And that's the thing. It's like it became a thing, but why? I'm trying to remember why. And
somebody got offended, obviously.
Sure.
Or a group of people got offended, and you know, we can't have this. And it's just, to me, it's just totally ridiculous.
Well, it is. But that West Virginia game, you go back a number of years, man, they lit up Texas.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, did something happen in that game where they were doing horns down? I mean, because I remember, who was that quarterback, man? He just lit up Texas. And those
was that Pat White?
Yeah, it might have been, man. But was there complaining then? That's what the whole Rodney Terry thing, far past what we're talking about. I mean, because I do remember that. I think
that was
we
just
all
last
do.
year,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not what we're talking about, coaches complaining, because if it's supposed to be a rule and a penalty, then yes, a coach is going to complain, dude, there should be a penalty there.
Right.
But what started it becoming a penalty?
Well, see, that it's a penalty in the Big 12. Now that they're gone, that's why the SEC, I guess, is talking about it now, or reporters are bringing it up to see if they're going to do the same thing. And it's just such a waste of time in my mind. There's still got to be some fun in college football, right?
Will Greer was the quarterback.
Cowboy great.
How about that?
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about that.
He's still roaming around the NFL somewhere, isn't he?
All those guys are collecting paychecks. David Sills, the receiver there. And
Will
two big
Greer. Wow.
touchdowns. Yeah.
346 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Ellinger had a good game too, though.
Yeah, well, it's 42-41.
Yeah.
But a game Texas shouldn't have lost at home.
No, they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And there's been those. That's why you got to be careful going to Vandy. Be careful.
Yes.
Remember Tech losing at Kansas one year, not too long ago.
Kansas is good. That's been a tough place to go play for
Just
Texas.
saying.
Pledge, we don't need to see highlights from that game. Pledge, I really don't want to see highlights from that game.
Why not?
I'm looking to see if the horns down thing became
Very
a thing.
entertaining
Well,
here.
I'm sure there was horns down in that. I mean, one's texted me about thumbs down from Baylor fans to Aggie fans.
Now, did that guy who just scored for West Virginia, he did it.
Yeah, he
That's
did
what
it.
it is.
Oh,
yeah. See, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, me
He
neither.
wasn't taunting a player.
Well, the poor people in the stands that were right there in the end
They
zone
were
seats.
offended. Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
My
great.
guess, if I can do horns up, you can do horns down.
Of course. Of course. I don't know why we're wasting time. Not you and me, obviously, because it's a great segment.
Yes.
But the SEC.
Anything we do is a great
Well,
segment.
of course
Yes.
it is.
Except for the
But
ones that aren't.
The SEC, I mean, come on.
I mean, throat slash I get.
See, I wonder.
Here
I
we go.
wondered. Now, I go back to my TV days, and I sure hope it wasn't Bob Ballou that was in on this circus clown show that's asking about the horns down. But how am I going to do a story on that? Oh, and by the way, listen to what he said about
scored
the
again,
horns
and look
down.
at him doing the horns down.
Exactly.
Taunting the crowd. See, now there's a guy here who catches a touchdown, and this is late in the game. This was the game winner, 1 foot down, clearly a touchdown.
Yep.
And then he does kind of go over towards the crowd and stands there. You could see some jawing back and forth, and then, of course, the hand gesture.
And the problem is, did they
go for
complain?
two. Well, I mean, I guess if you're getting into it with the crowd, is that where it starts with the taunting?
Oh, my gosh. These poor little cupcakes.
Well, I mean, don't want to incite a riot.
Yeah, these poor little cupcakes. Please.
Pledge, thanks for the highlight show.
If you're
I appreciate
upset with the horns down,
yeah,
go somewhere else.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
So the Athletics annual fan survey is available to you right now. If you subscribe to the Athletic, the questions are very interesting. We're going to go through this together. How many games will the Cowboys win this season? 13 or more, 10 to 12, 8 to 9, or less than 8?
This was a tough one for me, but I did 10 to 12.
10 to 12. All right.
That's what I did.
10 to 12. What will happen in January? They will at least reach the NFC Championship game. They will lose in the divisional round. They will lose in the wild card round. They will miss the playoffs.
Well, if I've got them going 10 to 12, they're going to make the playoffs. So I'm assuming then they will lose in the wild card round.
Lose in the wild card round. We'll mark that.
Yeah.
If one of these three could still be on the Cowboys 3 years from now, who would you want it to be? If only one of these three, Prescott, Parsons, or Lamb. 3 years from now.
You want me to answer that, or do you want somebody else to answer that?
You can only pick one. Well, I mean, if you guys want to participate, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. In the meantime, we'll just answer that question.
I said Micah Parsons.
So did I.
Okay. Wow. We agree.
We agree, which is
about
scary.
that? Yeah.
This one's easy. What grade would you give the Cowboys for their offseason? A, B, C, D, or F?
F.
F.
Yeah. No question about that.
What frustrates you most as a Cowboy fan? This is a right-in, fill in the blank, no options there. Is it Jerry? Is it Dak? Is it Jerry? Or is it Dak?
Well, it's Dak, depending on when you're talking about it. In the offseason, it's Jerry, right?
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
That was frustrating.
Okay.
And then Dak Prescott in the playoffs.
Who is the Cowboys' most overrated player? I'll tell you, I'm going to say Micah Parsons.
Wow.
I know a lot of you want to say Dak Prescott, and I'm guessing Dak Prescott will get a lot of votes for that. And again, this is a write-in, not a multiple choice option here. But if everybody's getting ready to move on from Dak, can you really call him overrated? Or is that the definition of overrated in your mind?
Well, I don't think he's overrated. I wouldn't say that. No.
Okay.
So I just don't think he has the stones in the big moments. That's my problem with him, but I don't think he's overrated. So yeah, I mean, Micah I'm trying to think.
Could it be Diggs?
It could be Diggs, but he was hurt. Let's see what he does coming up this year. Right now, I would say Micah Parsons for a lot of the same reasons. He didn't show up in the postseason either.
Okay. Who is the Cowboys' most underrated player?
Jake Ferguson. Are you kidding me? Without a doubt.
You want to think about it at all?
No.
Okay, let's put in Ferguson.
You don't have an opinion?
I'd probably go Deron Bland.
Okay, that's there's nothing wrong with that.
Will the Cowboys reach the Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
I'll let you answer that one, Minix.
No. What position concerns you most? Defensive tackle, running back, offensive tackle, center, linebacker, or other? Running back.
Well, that's a good one, but I'm going to say center.
You're going center.
I'm going to go center because you're either going to have a rookie or a guy that's never played it before, other than sparingly. You got Brock Hoffman or B.B. Cooper.
Yep.
So that obviously running back is a good answer too, though.
Which one of these 4 players are you most confident will have a breakout season? Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, Sam Williams, or Jalen Tolbert?
I just have to hope when you look at that list, right? I mean, because you're hopeful that Mozzie Smith will have a breakout year.
Who are you most confident of those 4 guys? Who are you most confident will have a breakout season?
I would say Jalen Tolbert.
You're going Jalen Tolbert. See, I think it's either going to be Sam Williams or Mozzie Smith. And
well, Sam Williams is talented as hell. He just, that thing between his ears is a little bit off sometimes.
Well, and that's where I'm kind of hoping Zim will get the most out of both of those guys.
Could be.
I'm going to go Mozzie Smith.
All right.
Which rookie will make the biggest positive impact this season? Guyton, Nealand, Beebe, Luafau, whoever that is, or other?
I like Cooper Beebe.
Yeah, it's got to be Cooper Beebe. Could be Tyler Guyton, but
could be.
Beebe is more versatile. Who will be the Cowboys starting quarterback in 2025?
Wow.
Prescott, Lance, someone they draft next April, a veteran not on the current roster.
Wow.
So really, as I look at this question, if you want to start debating it, who will be the Cowboys starting quarterback in 2025? It won't be Trey Lance, and I don't think it's going to be a rookie. So does Dak Prescott get his extension, or do they sign a veteran free agent or make a trade? I still think Dak Prescott gets a deal done in training camp, so I'm going to say Dak Prescott. But if there's not, then it's going to be a veteran not on the roster.
Well, that's what I'm going to put. I got a veteran not on the current roster.
Okay.
But I'm hopeful that they will draft a quarterback as well.
Sure, but he won't be the opening day starter.
Exactly.
It won't be the opening day starter. It'll be a similar situation of what you have this year in Minnesota. Something along those lines if Dak does not get an extension done. What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Looking at some of the comments on our YouTube channel, Jerry is certainly the most frustrating. There's a couple comments about that. You also have Miguel saying defensive tackle is most concerning. See that?
And Miguel Martinez, Schoonmaker, please.
He could have a breakout year.
No, breaking what?
Tolbert?
You think he'll catch a pass, maybe?
It's possible.
That'd be nice. That'd be a breakout season.
Needs to. Mighty Mouse will be the breakout player. I don't know that Vaughn made the list, but I could certainly see there. And Miguel says, unfortunately, Dak will be the quarterback in 25.
I'm not sure that he will be, and I'm not sure that that's all Jerry Jones's decision to make. Well, obviously it's not, but I'm just saying I think Dak is going to have something to do with that, unless Jerry just wows him. He may be ready to move on from this circus and go join another one.
It's exactly. I mean, that's the one thing we don't know. We're all assuming that Jerry is dragging his feet.
Right.
There's the idea that Dak might be like, yeah, I'm just going to play this out and see what it's like to be a free agent. And maybe I'm back and maybe I'm not. I'm getting $60 million a year anyway. It depends on what helmet am I wearing. He's achieved his childhood goal and dream of being a Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Yep. I tell you what, I would, if I'm Dak Prescott, and I mean this sincerely, before Devontae Adams decides to go play for the Jets, I'm talking to my agent about talking to the Las Vegas Raiders. They need a quarterback, and boy, I tell you what, you get a guy like Prescott over there that would obviously solved that problem. Be interesting to see.
It's the fun of watching the NFL and as it goes. And let's face it, not everybody plays their entire career with one team.
That's exactly right.
For Tom
especially
Brady
now.
to finish with Tampa Bay or
Emmitt Smith
with Arizona.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I could see it working both ways where Dak gets an extension. I think it'll be a shorter extension if that happens. But I don't think he finishes his career in Dallas. I really don't.
It's interesting when you look at and you think about the idea of, and I know I say this all the time. I just don't know that Jerry at his age wants to go through the idea of starting over when he feels like he's got a team this close. Now they've got to figure it out with all those contracts, and those contracts that they've got to figure out and pay all these guys that are at the top of the market because they're players that they've drafted well, and that's they're lack of better words, rich people problems because right, you've drafted well, you've drafted a lot of good guys, and now you got to pay them all. How are you going to do that? But I just don't know. 10 years ago, maybe Jerry makes a different decision, but at 80, and a guy in his 80s, is he willing to start over? That to me is the $1 million question.
Well, I think I don't think he's gonna have a choice, Jason. I don't think you can field a team that is good enough to win when you're paying everybody that he's going to have to pay if he keeps Dak Prescott. I look at it on the other hand. Jerry's getting too damn old to feel the frustration he felt last year and the anger that he felt last year. I think that's worse for his health than trying to start over and build a new team.
And you say that, and I agree with you. How do you play everybody, including your quarterback? But if he really does think he's got a quarterback that can get there, and he's already invested a lot in that quarterback, that's the most important position to find.
Sure.
So do some of those other guys become the casualties of the cap, and you're still building it around Dak Prescott because his belief in number 4.
Well, you're going to have – I don't see how you sign them all. And I think in that case, CeeDee Lamb would be a casualty before Micah Parsons would be.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Always interesting when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys.
No question about it. Hey, the weather has been kind of wacky, hasn't it? It rains some days, and then it's hot some days, and all of that kind of stuff. And look, it takes a toll on your roof. It really does. And that is the most important part of the biggest investment you have made, of course, your house. And you need that roof to be solid. You need it to not leak. You need it to not fall apart. And you need the best company to take care of it. That is Stevens Roofing, because really there is only one name in roofing that stands high above the rest. That is Stevens Roofing. Look, a quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means comfort. It means confidence, and it certainly means peace of mind. It's protection for all of the things that you love. So if you're in the market for repairs, you need a replacement roof, an upgrade, or just an inspection, you want to work with an experienced team that's been in San Antonio and South Texas for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. They have got a long, long list of satisfied customers. Stevens Roofing, best in the business in San Antonio and South Texas. Look, they do both commercial and residential projects. So if you've got a commercial building that you need checked out, Stevens Roofing is the company to call. The number is 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net. Don't let that roof go unattended. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its head-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Jason Minix, fellas. Do you take better care of your yard than your health? Well, as we age, we can lose our energy, motivation, and gain weight, all potential symptoms of low T. At Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, their healthcare experts specialize in testosterone treatment, and they make it quick and easy. You'll get your results back at your first visit. You can also be evaluated for treatment with prescription weight loss medication. Book your appointment now. Go to fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the 2-0 San Antonio Spurs return to action in the Las Vegas Summer League tonight. They'll take on the New Orleans Pelicans at 9:30. Fourth-round pick Stephon Castle will not play. He's been shut down for the remainder of the summer with a wrist injury. Houston Texans report for the start of training camp tomorrow. They continue to add to their roster beforehand, however, signing defensive end Malik Fisher. He had 7 sacks this season for the DC Defenders.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. July 16th.
Wow. Already.
The
middle of July.
Of July.
Time is just flying by.
Dude, it's, I mean, it really is in so many ways. You heard the commercial there from Derek Stevens about the big contest weekend happening at Circa Las Vegas. We want you guys to join us at Circa Sports for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest weekend. Circa Survivor and Circa Million, 2 big contests that are back. And that weekend is going to be a big sign-up weekend, all kinds of stuff going on. Celebrities are going to be there. It's going to be a great time. The Blitz live at Circa that Thursday and Friday, and then we're sticking around for the weekend.
Absolutely.
We want you to join us. Go to sasportstar.com. There's a nice little link there that has info on the 2 contests and discounted rooms at both the Circa and the D. So join us in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. It is a blast. And Circa is such a good time. I mean, the entire place is such a good time. So come on out and join us. It'll be a lot of fun. You can hang with me and Minix for the weekend in Vegas.
Yep, just don't bring your kids.
No kids. Not
Circa
allowed.
Is the only 21 and up resort in Vegas.
Not allowed there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know, heard from several people that had already made their plans.
Yep.
So that's good.
And we'll figure out something and do something.
Yeah.
With all the Blitz listeners out there in Vegas.
Of course we will.
Outside of the show.
Minix is buying drinks.
Yes.
All night, Saturday
Absolutely.
night. Yes.
All night.
All night.
All night from 7 to 7:03. I got you.
Come on, man. You got this.
You know, I will say if this trip is kind of like last year, damn right I do.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
yeah.
The only machine that gave you money last time was the ATM.
ATM, yeah. Luckily for me, my wife did okay.
She did.
So
she did. But I'll tell you, if things go well for me this time, we'll sit at that bar and I'll buy.
Okay. Good.
Absolutely.
Good enough.
But again, it's all in.
It depends, huh?
Well, yeah.
Well, because we get in on Wednesday.
We do.
Right? So,
Yes.
I mean, that Wednesday night, I'll let everybody know on Thursday during the show how you did Wednesday night.
Oh, come on. We're professionals. We're going to land and go right to bed and get ready for the show the
Is
next
that what
day.
we're going to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go set up and test equipment.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of what we did last time. We're like, it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m. It's like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap and then do a show.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be just fine.
We're professionals.
Yes.
Yes.
Not an issue.
None. No.
We don't have to start a show at 4 a.m. like some people are going to have to do when we go out to Oxnard.
We hear the donkey sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, those poor bastards. AJ Hoffman is already talking about just pulling all-nighters.
Might as well. Now, he can't do that because then he was talking about leaving after the show and taking a nap. He's got to work after the show.
AJ has no idea what he's actually getting himself into.
He has no clue.
Rob is a professional.
Yes.
And I don't know. I mean, like the Super Bowl in Vegas, like ever since we added the morning show here, with the exception of Army Navy game, everything that this station has done has been in the West.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Super Bowls in, let's see, L.A., Phoenix, and Vegas.
Yeah.
And of course, training camp is always in Oxnard.
Yeah.
The only reprieve they get is when we go east for the Army Navy game.
Well, they'll be okay this year because the Super Bowl's in New Orleans.
Well, that's Central Time, so I mean that's regular time. But
sure,
prior to that, it was Miami, so they could sleep an extra hour. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to do the show from here during the Super Bowl. We'll just go.
You really don't want to go?
No, I do. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
Super Bowl's a lot of fun. I can.
You say that out loud. Lance over there is listening. All right.
Wow.
That's one less mouth to feed for a week.
That's
check. Joe, you don't need to go.
Yeah, I'm going. Even though New Orleans.
We'll leave you here and take pledge.
New Orleans. What do you want to do that for?
What do you mean? What do I want to do that
pledge?
For? Sure.
I mean, I occasionally buy drinks. He's not buying nothing.
On these kind of trips.
Food's paid for. I could use my food money on beer.
Yeah.
You go to New Orleans, you go down to Bourbon Street, you get 4 for $1.
Dude, I'm not Bourbon Street. I'm going to hang out at Harrah's. It's a nice place.
You say that now, but you won't. You won't. You wouldn't be able to afford the minimums at Harrah's during Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
Trust me. We did a Super Bowl in New Orleans not that long ago. I thought the same thing. We're going to the casino.
Dude, we were in Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas has casinos all over the place. New Orleans doesn't.
Wow.
I mean, it was tough to find a $500 minimum blackjack table in New Orleans at that Super Bowl. So no,
we'll find
we walked through the casino and left.
We'll find one.
I mean, I don't even know if I put money in a slot machine. But I was trying to play blackjack and was like, yeah, no way in
Well,
hell.
that's the good news. I mean, slot machines don't go up.
Sure they do. And good luck finding one.
You got a whole casino full of them.
Sure.
Goodness gracious.
Super Bowl week, you're going to sit in a casino.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're so full of it. Too many parties to go to in New Orleans.
Well, let's go.
Good parties. Good eating.
They're all good at every city. Doesn't matter where you're at. Nothing special about New Orleans.
Yeah.
Tom.
Why do you hate New Orleans?
It sucks. Okay.
It does not.
It does.
The food is great. The vibe is great.
If I have to go, I go. I'll do the job. But I mean, it
We'll be
sucks.
on Frenchman Street.
It sucks.
Maybe a little bit of bourbon. You got to
Might
do
be the
some
worst
bourbon.
city in the United States of America.
Wow. That's just mean.
Mean.
I mean, dude, how often do you get to go to a place where it smells like piss and puke and you enjoy it?
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Look, the food is fantastic. I'll give you that.
Shrimp po' boys.
Right. See, y'all, it's like y'all trying to get me to eat lobster rolls in Boston.
Yeah.
Finally did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not like.
And then you had a lobster roll in Las Vegas.
I did.
Yeah.
Sure as
like,
hell did.
Yeah, I remember those things are pretty good.
Yeah, no, they're not bad. It depends.
Not
I mean,
bad.
See, the problem with New Orleans, and I've
There you
had
go.
one, maybe it's a different place you can take me to, but it's like all bread and then very little of anything else.
Yeah, you went to the wrong spot.
Well,
normally there's a lot of bread, but a lot of food. And yeah.
just put the shrimp on a plate. All right, I'll soak up the bread and
Lord. Sometimes, man, you make fun of Pledge in the way he eats. And I know outside of a nice steak, everything else, you're like rolling around with a fifth grader.
A fifth grader, huh?
How old is a fifth grader? 10, 12? I mean, you eat like a child. And you bitch about food like a child.
What do you mean I bitch about food?
Oh, I don't know. Just put it on a plate. Give me a fork.
Exactly.
Shrimp.
Now, that's no
There's too much-
5-year-old.
Too much bread on the sandwich.
There is. Who the hell wants all that bread on a sandwich?
If you're in New Orleans, you need that bread to soak up all the alcohol. I mean, there's a reason for everything, but the bread is fantastic. The bread makes the sandwich.
Well, give me half the bread.
Well, take a couple of bites and use a fork to finish off your sandwich.
Fair enough.
It's not that complicated.
Well, you see that? Fair enough. I'll do that.
I mean, you know, but you're a grown-ass man. You should learn how to figure out how you're going to finish something.
Well, maybe I should eat something else besides a shrimp poor boy.
I get some red beans and rice.
I can do that.
Can you?
Sure.
Are you going to get mad that there's beans touching your rice?
No, I like that.
I mean, you want the plate with the little sections on it so the food doesn't touch.
It's not a bad idea.
Or you can buy those over at IKEA. Maybe even now with a UTSA logo on them.
Maybe so.
You get a sippy cup too.
Can't wait. Well, yeah. In New Orleans, you can. That's why I don't
get the
like it
cup
very much.
That ties around your neck.
Get those damn hurricanes, man.
All right, we'll get
Category 5.
We'll get you a grenade.
Yeah.
You had those?
No.
The hand grenades?
And I don't
those
want
little
one.
green drinks?
No.
Yeah.
I tried to drink 2 Category 5s, and I don't remember how I got home.
You could do that at Pat O'Brien.
I don't want.
Remember the TCU quarterback did that during the Alamo Bowl week.
Sure did. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you don't even have to go to New Orleans to get that.
I don't want them.
You can order beer.
Holy cow. What are you, my dad over there?
Well, I mean, you're making it sound
Holy
like we're
cow.
forcing you to drink all these hurricanes.
You are. I know how you.
And I will. And you will.
I know how you
and
guys
we'll have
are.
stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know how y'all are.
Oh, how were we?
Yeah.
How were we?
You're just gonna hand it to me. Here.
Yeah. And you're gonna say, thanks. Got another one? Well, that went down pretty good.
Dude, I can't handle them.
I didn't hear him complain at Sam's when you did that.
What are you talking about?
I don't think he ever did that, Pledge. That's the problem.
What are you
brought you a beer, didn't he?
No,
I
he didn't.
I bought a lot of rounds that night.
Not for me.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were times you were walking up with a handful of beers too.
Oh, I did. I bought quite a
I
few. Yeah.
I think we all took
We all
turns,
did.
except
We all did.
for Hoffman.
Yeah.
I don't know that he bought anybody. beer.
Well, I don't know. I don't think he did. We're going to have to learn this guy, how it works.
I think we know.
This might be a little
he bought beers at the other place.
A little hazing when we go out to Oxnard.
Hazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how that goes.
Oh
man. If you're just getting off work and you haven't been by the internet,
congratulations.
We have an update on the worst anthem ever from last night's home run derby. The singer, if you can call her that.
She's a fine singer.
Not last night.
Not last night. She was not.
And she's landed herself on the DL. We will explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let me tell you about Parkhurst New Vision. Love talking about Parkhurst New Vision because Dr. Parkhurst and his staff are the best in the business. And I'm living proof. What they've done for me is outstanding. Had lens replacement surgery, and I see better now than I've seen in a long, long time. No more readers, no more glasses, none of that kind of stuff. And the best part about it is that I see other happy people who have been to Parkhurst New Vision that feel the same way I do. You can't open up social media without seeing a testimonial from somebody about how great their experience was at Parkhurst New Vision and how well they can see now. Look, you can join that community. You can be one of those happy people. All it takes is to get the process started. To do that, you want to call them, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you give them a call, let them know that Joe Reinagle from the Blitz sent you in there, and then ask all the questions you want to ask. They'll go through the entire procedure. But look, as soon as you walk through the door there at Parkhurst New Vision, you're going to feel like family. It is just a phenomenal place, and everybody in there is just nice as can be. Parkhurst New Vision, let them do for you what they've done for me and so many others. Call them today, 210-585-2020.
94.1.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Maybe it's time to ask your checking account. What have you done for me lately? My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union does more. My Advantage Checking pays you 2 days early, plus shopping rewards, identity protection, and much more. My Advantage Checking treats you right. So make the switch. Learn more at Generations Federal Credit Union. Member owned. Community grown. Member eligibility requirements apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit mygenfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah, like bringing brownies to a dinner party. But I never bring brownies with nuts, because not everyone likes nuts, so they wouldn't eat those brownies. And even people who do like nuts will still eat brownies without them. Why? Because they're brownies.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select a new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data, all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles. 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-205-5350. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-205-5350 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Despite 3 12-win seasons, the pressure is on Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy for a championship as he heads into the final year of his deal. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Cowboys training camp, brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, begins Monday morning, July 29th.
Hit anything that moves. We're playmakers, man.
South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick.
Happy y'all are here today.
Absolutely.
However you are listening, thank you very much.
Glad you guys survived the national anthem last night. Was that the worst anthem ever?
It's certainly in the top 3.
Is that the worst anthem ever from an actual Grammy-nominated singer?
Yes.
Because a lot of those in the worst categories are from those that don't sing for a living.
Although Fergie's in there, and she's probably won a Grammy or 2.
Fergie is, hers, she just tried to take it a different direction.
Yeah,
she tried to make it sexy.
She didn't sing poorly. She just tried something she shouldn't have tried.
Yes. And that was what, at an all-star game, right?
Although if we want to play that, we can. I mean, sounds pretty good. Old Fergie.
Are we playing it?
Oh, say, can you see by the
At least we know what gets Joe to stand at attention, but it shouldn't happen during the national anthem.
No, that's
So, I mean, Fergie is on the list just because of the tone. That's not the way that song is intended.
That's taking it too far, yes.
There have been instances where people have just choked.
Yes.
And that's understandable. And then there's people that Carl Lewis just bad.
He's bad, right? Yeah.
Last night was just a flat disaster.
With broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? Oh, yeah. And the home of the brave.
She was just trying to save that at the end there.
So disrespectful. And the thing is, if you're in the building last night, and I haven't talked to any of my media friends that are there covering, did you realize it was as bad as it was? Because sometimes in the venue,
Yeah.
It sounds different than what you're hearing on television.
That's true.
And it's the national anthem, so nobody's going to boo her off stage. Nobody's going to boo during the national anthem.
Well, you say that. I think, and I know when Roseanne Barr did it, they were booing the hell out of her, but that was a joke. But just this girl just struggling the way that she was, I could see people refraining from doing that. But it is the national anthem. And you want to hear that in a way where it's, not disrespectful and sung in a way that's decent. That was not decent at all.
That was not. Now, Ingrid, who actually has a concert scheduled for tomorrow night in Nashville.
Yeah, that's not happening.
And no, because she's on the DL now. She posted on her social media a little while ago, I'm not going to BS y'all, although she spells out bull.
Yeah.
I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. XO, Ingrid.
I hope she got paid in advance. Because if I'm Major League Baseball, I'm like, we're going to have to talk about this.
Well, there's questions there.
Yeah.
I mean, her releasing a statement saying I was drunk, I don't know. That's on the, I don't know. We hire a PR crisis management team right away. How do we fix this? Well, you were drunk. Going to rehab. So if she was that drunk, and clearly she's on something, I've never heard of her before. Pledge played a song of hers earlier. She's a country singer, apparently.
And she's good.
And it sounded good. Last night wasn't. But if she were that drunk, the people around her or Major League Baseball that are with her prior to the rehearsals for that, you and I have been at major events, whether it's NBA Finals, All-Star games, all that kind of stuff, and you're there hours before gates open. And one of the things they always do is rehearse the national anthem.
Yes.
At what point during rehearsals, if it sounded remotely close to that, did Major League Baseball not say, do we need to make a call to the bullpen? Is there anybody, you're in Dallas. I mean, Pat Green, you available? Cody Johnson is singing tonight. Will probably be one of the most watched national anthems in a long time just to see how he does tonight compared to last night. Was he in town last night? Could he have stepped in? I mean, at what point do you realize, rehearsal went fine.
That's it.
And then you see her in the green room drinking, you realize, well, maybe you probably shouldn't go out there.
Well, if you're one of her people, right, a handler or an agent or whatever, and you see her drinking, that's probably not unusual. Now, who knows what she was doing else?
If
else
there was something
there
else.
could have been something
she just
else.
said drinking, so I'm not going to assume anything else. But my goodness,
So I mean, it was
claim
just,
it all, lady.
It was just bad. But look, I mean, you don't get nominated for a Grammy if you're not good. So there was something happening out of the norm last night at the national anthem. But look, people need, and most people do, take pride in singing the national anthem.
Yep.
And I think it's great. And I love the fact that we start sporting events with the national anthem. And I hope it never changes.
The idea, and if you're a Cody Johnson fan, you know he's all about the red, white, and blue.
Absolutely.
He will do a fantastic job tonight. There's no doubt about it. And if he were to stumble and screw it up, he would probably own it as, man, I had a bad night. Whatever. I was expecting from her either something, I'm drunk. Sure, that's on the bingo card. Or the earpiece was so loud or didn't function right in my ear and I couldn't hear because, that's a thing with singers. I was expecting whatever excuse for her to just own it and say, yeah, dude, I was drunk. That wasn't me. I'm going to rehab. And, for her, we all are talking about her now, not necessarily in a good way, but more people are going and listening to her music today just to figure out who the hell she is. And I hope this wasn't some sort of planned stunt to gain attention.
No way.
I hope that's not the case.
Well, I would hope not. That would be kind of dumb, I think, on her part if it was. And I get that people are talking about her now, but I mean, man, do something that wows us. How about a Whitney Houston version of the national anthem? I mean, that everybody was talking about that because it was fantastic.
Yeah,
that may be one of the best.
We don't get that anymore.
Maybe one of the best renditions. I get that, but I'm just saying, if you want publicity, sing it well, not like crap. And maybe just wait until, I don't know, you're at a ball game, you're at the home run derby. You can wait just till, like, I don't know, right when the game starts to have all the drinks you want.
Well, I mean, inner contract, inner green room, like every other artist, there's, I need this bottle and I need this bottle and I need this and that. Yeah, just don't open it until after the show. Or if you need a shot and a beer before you go on stage, you do that.
Sure.
I know a lot of musicians that will do that, calm the nerves and go. You don't get trashed. You don't get drunk.
Well,
I mean,
she did.
She did.
Apparently. Something.
I've seen a lot of people perform when they probably shouldn't.
Yes.
And it shows. One of my favorites is Pat Green. The question is always, which Pat am I going to get? Drunk Pat or good Pat?
Jerry Jeff
because
Walker
there's
back
no
in the day,
in between.
man.
Yeah, Jerry Jeff is one of those.
That guy would just get hammered.
I remember doing a deal with Jason Boland out at Cowboys one time, and I brought him on stage. You know how they have those steps that go up and you got to come down. That dude literally fell off the steps coming down.
What are you going to do?
I think he hurt his foot. He still went on, but I mean, he could barely walk, let alone go down those stairs.
I tell you what. Wow.
But not for the national anthem in front of an audience like that. Be a professional.
Yes, of course. I don't know what the ratings were, but I'm sure they were decent at that, especially at that particular time. Unfortunately for that event, it didn't get any better after that. You'd hope that it was just I'm just not a fan of any of these all-star games. And maybe a lot of people are, but to me, it's all a waste. Just give the players a week off.
Well, the all-star, I will watch tonight's game. I did not watch the home run, maybe 10 minutes of the home run derby at the most. I watched a movie on Netflix last night.
They had some cheese ball from Saturday Night Live that was trying to be funny, and he wasn't.
So you watched?
Well, a little bit of it, yeah. Oh, I saw this spectacular moment live.
I didn't see it live.
It was
Twitter made me tune in.
Yes. So I saw that all live and yes, in all its glory.
I see Ben Briseno, best local version of the national anthem is still Chris Boss at a Spurs game. Yeah. Chris Boss does that on his guitar. He's fantastic. There's lots of good singers here in town. I mean, you see people do the national anthem. The start of a 5K at every missions game.
Yes.
There are some people that do it well. And then you had what you happened last night from somebody that's been nominated for 4 Grammys.
Yeah, most people do it well, and they take it seriously. She, unfortunately, just was overserved.
Well, she's off to rehab, and if you had tickets to see her tomorrow night in Nashville, I'm guessing you'll get a refund.
I would
next week, because you go to her Instagram page. And that's clearly what was going on. She probably has a new song or a new record out, starting a new tour, a tour that's supposed to start tomorrow. Her label and whoever her sponsors are in conjunction with Major League Baseball, let's put her out there to do the anthem and kick off this tour.
Yes, and she kicked it off. Do they have rehab
Charlie Browned it?
Facilities in Nashville?
Rehab facilities in Nashville?
Yeah.
I would hope many.
Well, then maybe they just let her out for the concert.
No, that's not how rehab works.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think that's how rehab works. You don't go to rehab and then go to work. I think you check yourself in for a while.
Amy Winehouse didn't want to go to rehab.
I don't know many people that actually want to go. And I'm guessing Ingrid doesn't, but rehab might be the safest place for her to avoid public ridicule while this is in the news. A couple weeks from now, let it blow over a little bit, and she'll go on about her day.
I think even the people in rehab are going to be making fun of her.
Depends on if they have phones in there.
Well, do they have? They don't get to watch the home run derby.
I mean, could you imagine? Sitting around. Hi, I'm Ingrid. Oh, we know.
Yes,
we know.
So Ingrid, when you can sing the national anthem properly, you can leave.
Yeah, Ingrid off the grid.
Yes, poor Ingrid.
That was bad. The story that won't go away is Lori Marketing. We've got an update from Shams. We'll give you the details coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, you like Wheel of Fortune, right?
Sure.
I mean, everybody likes Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Well, guess what? You head to the big blind tonight.
Oh.
You can play Wheel of Fortune.
Really?
Absolutely.
Tell me more.
You can do. I will tell you more because it's a great promo that they have on Tuesday throughout the entire month of July. It is Wheel of Fortune nights. It's from 7 o'clock to midnight tonight. The high hand spins the wheel every hour, and you got a chance to win up to $2,500. So high hand every hour gets to spin the wheel, and you win money. You can win up to $2,500. That is incredible. Look, if you haven't been to the big blind, I'm asking you, why not? You need to get over there and go check it out. This place is absolutely phenomenal, and you don't have to be an expert poker player to go in there and have some fun. You can go in there, play with people of your own level, and just have fun. They've got great food in there. They've got a huge bar. They serve drinks directly to your table, and they've got TVs all over the place. So if you're worried about missing the All-Star game tonight, don't worry about it. Head over to the big blind. You'll be able to see every pitch, every hit, all of the All-Star game tonight. Look, the big blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio. There are none better. It's owned by the owners of the Roux Pub and the Angry Elephant. So it is locally owned and operated. That is important. And you know, if you've been to the Roux Pub or the Angry Elephant, how good those places are. The big blind is absolutely the same. Get in there. Look, if you're just learning how to play poker, they've got something on Saturdays called Jeff's Friendly. That's right. It starts at 12:30 every Saturday, including this coming up Saturday, and you learn how to play the game. It is just a great place to go, and it's friendly for any level of poker player. Plus, they have blackjack tables as well. Get into the big blind. Go see them. Go check this place out. You are going to love it as much as I do. The big blind, you know where it is. It's right down from the Roux Pub and the Angry Elephant, right there at 281 and Redland Road.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the All-Star game. It's come and gone. How many runs got scored? But was it enough for Rob to get paid?
Let's hope it was 8. Did the Spurs outscore the Pelicans? We got Summer League. We got Open. We got Fun. We start at 6.
Real Americans.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And when you join My Lowe's Rewards for free, the savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers, plus earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards, just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our loyalty program at lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards and become a member for free today. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See lowes.com/terms for full details, subject to change.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Appreciate you tuning in on this Tuesday. Whether it's on the radio, online, on one of the various apps, maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, and while you're there, hit the thumbs up button. Talking about Ingrid, the worst national anthem singer ever. The idea that, some of the comments in there, the difference between studio magic and performing live. And there is that to a degree.
Oh, absolutely there is.
But she's going on tour. And I'm sure she's been on stage. I mean, before you become like studio famous, you were playing smaller venues and things like that. So, and she's about to go. So I don't know that it was stage fright, although she might not have ever played a venue that big because I'd never heard of her. And then because she did check herself into rehab, Jim Weltino comments, listen to y'all every day. I also am a director at an SA rehab. Reach out if y'all need help.
I don't know if that's
directed at you or me,
suggesting that for us.
Well, if he listens to the show, he knows what the clients are.
He does.
Maybe I don't know if he's talking to us, like
yes.
you and me, or if he's talking to all of our listeners.
Well, if he listens to us every day, he knows that we're very fond of the drink.
Yeah, but it's not like we get drinking and then like want to pick a fight, like some people we know.
No,
right? It's those people.
Yeah, right.
Them types,
right?
And
we don't drink during the show,
no,
or before,
no, or during,
Yeah,
but I don't know which rehab. He doesn't say. But if you guys need help, reach out to Jim.
Yeah.
And I see Miss Becky chiming in there.
Miss Becky,
we actually need you.
Where have you been, Miss Becky?
Yes. See, we need, yesterday we had the Pledge Miss Becky update.
Right.
In which nothing happened.
Nothing.
Pledge didn't get handcuffed on Friday.
No.
She didn't make it down to Sam's Burger.
No. None of that happened.
But Pledge, somewhere along the way, has caught a cold.
Yeah.
He's a little under the weather. He's not feeling well. So he might not need handcuffs from Miss Becky, but he might need some chicken soup and a little TLC.
A little chicken soup would be nice.
So would the TLC.
Somebody just kind of rub his head, put a nice cold wash rag on his head, just to, make him feel better.
Somehow I think Miss Becky probably has those instincts.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, well, it's Miss Becky.
Well,
I mean, if
saying.
It were just Becky, maybe not.
That's
but if
kind
you're
of
Miss Becky.
That's kind of, just make anybody feel better.
So Miss Becky, maybe don't bring the cuffs, but if you've got some chicken soup.
Well,
Pledge is not feeling well, and he's
bring the cuffs just in case.
Well, yes.
I mean, if he starts to feel better,
right? I mean, it's possible because he is a man.
Little Vicks Vapor Rub too.
And when men are sick, we become babies. We all do.
Oh, of course we do.
We all do. And there's nobody worse at that than James Pledger when he doesn't feel well.
He's a baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is because he will go home to his empty apartment with nobody to take care of him. So he has to walk around all mopey at work to gain that sympathy. Right. And he knows it's not coming from this side of the road.
No.
So you'll see him over where various other people work and just, I don't feel
it hasn't affected his appetite.
Well, maybe.
They brought in a big platter full of pizza and cheesy twists and
garlic nuts.
Whatever.
Yes.
They have cheese on them, don't they?
Sure.
They have cheese on them, Pledge?
Yeah, it's a big old slice of cheesy garlic bread.
See that?
Little Lily does.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Pledge, this SOB who, we provide food for on a pretty regular basis, walks by our office.
With a platter.
With, with all this pizza.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, what do you got, Pledge? Because I was hungry. Oh, pizza from Little Italy.
Uh-huh.
And he just says that and then pushes his door to his studio open with his back and disappears. Doesn't say, would you guys like a slice?
Gone.
And I don't know, did you eat that? Because this looks like you've got some fresh slices there and a big-ass bag of marshmallows for some reason.
Those came from Ramon.
Oh, okay. Ramon handing out marshmallows.
How about that?
Yes.
Is that good for a cold?
I have no idea.
Marshmallows?
I have no idea.
Huh.
Ramon's an interesting cat. Because a lot of times this guy will show up with donuts or kolaches, and today is big old fluffy marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Yes. And pink and white marshmallows.
Is that maybe a client of his?
No, because I asked him, I'm like, it's kind of random to just have a case of marshmallows you're trying to offer up to people. And he's like, well, my uncle works at the place where they're made, and he brought me some. And what am I going to eat all of these? No. So he's handing them out.
You like marshmallows?
I can't say that I do. I mean,
I don't dislike them.
I didn't
but
take
it's
a bag.
Yeah.
I should, because I got that little solo stove thing from the Cowboys Super Bowl party. Remember?
You haven't roasted marshmallows yet?
I haven't taken the thing out of the box.
Dude.
So maybe I should take some marshmallows and go do some s'mores.
Ugh.
Pledge is feeling puffy. That's only reserved for one person here, and that's Alex.
Morgan.
Yeah, but it has to be from Alex. Nobody else is going to say that.
Well, I've been saying it.
But we don't talk about puffy in
I've
this
been
building.
saying it. I told Morgan the other day she didn't look puffy.
Did not look puffy.
Did not look puffy.
Yes. Miss Becky chimes in on the YouTube chat. I would love to take care of Pledge.
That's awesome. I
Miss
love it.
Becky, point your car down I-35. Pledge gets off at 6 today. He even gets off early because there's no extra innings because we have the All-Star game here on 94.1 starting at 6 o'clock. So, yeah, get the chicken soup and all your remedies together and take care of Pledge.
Absolutely. Little Vicks.
Yep.
I'm telling you, that's a miracle drug.
Miracle.
Absolutely.
Get them. Oh, I don't get them NyQuil. You don't want them to go to sleep.
A
too
NyQuil's
soon.
good.
Yeah. But he would go to sleep too soon.
Well, that'd be
if Miss Becky's driving down, I mean,
he would wake up
would
refreshed, feeling good.
Yeah.
Got to have patience.
Uh-huh.
NyQuil would be the trick. You got to take some NyQuil.
Roy Martinez says, if y'all get AJ to stop singing, I'll take care of Pledge for free. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know if AJ sings, but Roy, I don't think Pledge is desiring you to take care of him. I'm just saying. I've known Pledge a long time. I can safely say, Roy, you're getting care from you is not what Pledge is after.
Yeah.
He's after Miss Becky.
Well, sure.
He needs that TLC.
Of course he does.
Now, Miss Becky, I know you guys traded numbers on Friday. I know where he lives. Take care of my boy.
How sweet of you. Very nice of you, Minix.
I think Pledge just said a bad word to me.
I'm sure he
I
did.
just said I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You said I'm fine?
I'm fine.
I thought the F word that you mouthed was not fine.
No, it was fine.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Was there a U after it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that was meant to Becky.
Well, I hope
Miss
that
Becky.
I hope that he doesn't mind singing, because there will be some coming up here in a minute.
Well, he was talking about AJ, not you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Is that a tease?
It is.
Are we going to get a Connecticut commercial?
Oh,
in
yeah.
about
We
6
got a
minutes?
Connecticut commercial coming up. So.
Will you sing better than Ingrid?
Of course.
Oh, well.
You know I do.
Who sounds worse, Pledge or Ingrid?
Golly, she's
Who
just
sounds
trying
worse, Pledge or Ingrid?
Ingrid.
Pledge, can you sing for us?
No.
See, why didn't you say she had a cold?
Yeah, well, because that didn't sound like a cold. That sounded like she was just.
David Messia says, give Pledge a margarita funnel. That's up to Miss Becky.
Oh, the Pledge's not opposed to that.
Apparently not.
We've
it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time we've debated Lori Market into San Antonio. That's the debate that won't stop.
It won't.
It won't stop. Although what Shams is reporting today does not involve the San Antonio Spurs.
What I have picked up is the Warriors and Jazz, they have continued conversations. It's just the Jazz are in a position right now, and they wouldn't be even thinking about moving Larry Markkinen if this was a team that is trying, like Ryan knows, if you're trying to compete and win, that's a guy you compete and win with. This is a team that obviously is going down more of a rebuilding path, and if you're going to rebuild and you're trying to compete for not a playoff berth, but probably the number one overall pick, you have to consider. I don't think they want to move Larry Markkinen, but if the Golden State Warriors put in a Brandon Podziemski and, from what I'm told, 3 first-round picks, 3-4 unprotected pick swaps, 3-4 second-round picks.
Is that a name?
Kuminga's a name, but I think the Jazz, from everything I've been told, the Jazz are more focused on Brandon Podziemski and his inclusion in the deal, all the picks being in the deal. And I think from the Warriors' perspective, it's Podziemski, but then there's not all the picks. And if it's all the picks, then there's not going to be a Podziemski. And so this could be a back and forth, but both sides are kind of entrenched right now at where they're at, saying nothing is going to change. So only time will tell, but I think the Jazz are very comfortable with extending Larry Markkinen. And at that point, you'll see more suitors potentially as well in him, not just teams that feel like, okay, we'll be able to re-sign him.
That's interesting and makes a lot of sense. And we've talked about this because Lauri Markkinen can make more money if he gets a contract extension from the Utah Jazz versus somebody else. So it benefits him to do that. And then if there's a trade, I just don't see how Golden State, a couple of reasons. I don't see how they can afford it, number one, with the assets that they have. And they need to do this in a hurry. For them to wait until the All-Star break is very difficult.
No, and again, when you start talking about pick swaps, that will certainly, I don't know. You look at the player involved, and if Golden State, if you go with what Shams was saying, player less picks, more picks, no player, and you apply that to the Spurs, if they're saying, all right, what's your best offer from Golden State? And then you look at the Spurs because they got the picks and the players.
Yep.
But are they willing to overpay? You're not getting both. And kind of like Golden State, they're not willing to give up the player and the picks. You wonder if the player involved would be, say, Devin Vassell. And if they don't want to give up Devin Vassell, is that the deal breaker?
I think it is.
It might be. Although if you're Utah and trying to rebuild and start over, do you want anybody with a long contract? And Vassell has that. But you might look at it as if they, and again, we're all just speculating on what could be. But if it's picks and a player, but that player is Devin Vassell, and the Spurs are saying no, then that's what you need to know about Devin Vassell. If it comes out later on that was the deal breaker, the idea that Golden State should not be able to outbid San Antonio in any stretch. If San Antonio wants Lauri Markkanen, what is their walk-away price? Because if I hear that, Spurs could easily do that deal. Should easily be able to do that deal if they think they can re-sign Lauri Markkanen. And what Sham said at the end, which I think is 1,000%, once Lauri Markkanen signs the extension with Utah, although he wouldn't be able to be traded until the deadline on February 6th, once he's got that long contract, unless there's a no trade clause that he puts in there or he gets to sign off on a trade, then that would allow more teams to get involved, which would up his price for Danny Ainge. He just has to wait a while.
Well, absolutely. But if you're Golden State, and they appear to be, at least according to Shams, the team that is the most aggressive at this point in time, or at least the one that's out in the news the most at this particular time, I can't see them wanting to wait until February. And so that because they're on a time crunch.
Yeah, they need it.
They need something now. The Spurs, although I would like for them to get him now to start the season, they're not in a time crunch the way that Golden State is, and they've got to get this thing done. You can't wait till February.
Although if they were to pick him up at the All-Star break, and if they're playing good basketball, then they add in a Lauri Markkanen for that stretch run.
That's just assuming a lot, though. For them.
All of it is. I mean, but the value, a trade deadline deal, but if he's under contract, that increases his value because nobody's giving up massive assets without a guarantee.
Of course.
And even if he says, yes, San Antonio, I will re-sign with you, he can't sign. So when is he going to? And he'll make more money from the Utah Jazz.
That's it. And again, which makes all of this very complicated. But if Danny Ainge is asking for what we've heard reported, that is a bunch.
Sure.
And it doesn't sound like the Golden State Warriors are wanting to do that. So the negotiations continue, but they want him now. They don't want to wait until February. So I think that's what they're trying to figure out, and that's why they're being the most aggressive of anybody.
And I know, and Claymore's asking on YouTube, what other unreported teams are coveting Lauri Markkanen? Well, they're unreported, but we know Sacramento has shown interest. We know Miami has shown interest, and you can imagine there's other teams as well. But once Markkanen signs that deal, I do think the value goes up because the assurance of will he sign here will be off the table.
Absolutely.
All right. You going to sing for us?
I am. You ready?
Are you going to sing?
You happy about this?
Are you
Gather
ready?
around, everybody.
Here we go, Ingrid.
Gather around, everybody. Here we go. Now, I do want to tell you about Connecticut, though, because, look, I've had my system in my house for about 3 weeks now, and it's a game changer. It really is a game changer. The water, it tastes better, number one. It feels better, number two. Everything, the laundry comes out better. It is just, it really is a game changer. And Connecticut's the best in the business. That's why it is. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you know, if you live in San Antonio and South Texas, a water softener is a must. The hard water can do a lot of damage to a lot of things. The one thing I like about the Connecticut quality water softener is there's nothing to plug in. It doesn't run on electricity. It only works when you need water, and you can get water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is fantastic. Connecticut also has the best K5 drinking stations, too. They put this thing right on your kitchen sink, and it's purified water that comes out of the faucet. It is incredible. It really is. They've got it all. Outstanding warranty coverage. You are not going to find a more solid warranty in the industry. You're going to have peace of mind knowing Connecticut stands behind its products. And right now, they've got one heck of a deal for you. They will let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days in your home, absolutely free, with no contract. That is unheard of, but you can test it out right there in your own home to see if you like it. And I know you're going to like it. Give them a call. Get the process going. 656-PURE. That's 656-7873. You can also check them out online at ConnecticutSA.com. Hey, but you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9047. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Welcome to Staples, young man. Tomorrow's my big day. Big day? First grade. Aw. Well, Staples has crayons, markers, glue. I need a laptop. Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school. Wait. The finances are Mom's department. Right. I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor. Boy, first grade has really changed. Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Thomas J. Henry is recognized across the nation for taking on serious cases and getting serious results. And after 30 years of practice, Thomas J. Henry works on his next case with the same passion and desire as he did to win his first case. If you or a loved one is in need of a personal injury attorney, call Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Looking for a way to elevate your engine's performance? Start with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. It provides faster oil flow for hot and cold temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions. Regular use can help your engine run cleaner and longer by defending against sludge and buildup, improving overall engine performance and fuel efficiency while increasing the time between oil changes. Make the switch without slowing down. Feed your ride Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you.
Paid for by NHTSA.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Last night we had the Home Run Derby. Tonight is the All-Star Game. The American League and National League square off at Globe Life Field in Arlington. First pitch is set for 7 o'clock. By the way, you can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star or San Antonio's ESPN 1250. And the 2-0 San Antonio Spurs return to action in the Las Vegas Summer League. They're taking on the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Tip-off set for 9:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tuesday, hour away from the start of coverage here on 94.1 for the MLB All-Star Game, where tonight you should get a really good national anthem from one Cody Johnson.
I'm sure you will. I already saw Paul, what's his name? Paul Skeens.
Uh-huh.
And his girlfriend, Libby Dunn, on the red carpet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you actually see Paul?
I think he was there somewhere,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big, goofy-looking dude. Come on.
So jealous.
Yes!
It's so bad.
Youth. And to be a pro baseball player who has taken the world by storm, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for them.
You know, aside from the horns down conversation at SEC Media Days, Kirby Smart said something today. It's kind of interesting because you wonder if other programs are going to do something similar. So we all know about the NIL and all the collectives. And you also know that Georgia has had issues with their players in driving vehicles and all the stuff there. And Kirby Smart, you know, we all know what Gundy said the other day at the Big 12 Media Days.
Yes.
Which went over like a lead balloon, right?
As it should have.
But a lot of speeding and reckless driving issues with the Georgia Bulldogs football team. Well, Kirby Smart said today that Georgia's NIL collective is actually fining players as punishment. So the fact that Gundy said, you know, Ollie, yeah, you got a DWI. Sure, you're not even 21 and technically shouldn't be drinking, but I'm not going to make you miss games. It's all about winning. And you get paid now. It's all about winning, which, all right. I mean, he said what we all think. He said, you know, 4 or 5 beers, I've done that 1,000 times, blah, 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 all the different things that Gundy said. None of it went in line with leadership or coaching or what you would expect from a coach. You know, we'll punish it in-house. You don't need to know about it, you know, or you're suspended for X number of games. Oh, Kirby Smart says the NIL that we have, they can fine players.
I think it's great.
Now, I don't know how all that works because I didn't know that was a thing, but what Kirby talked about, we're still talking about it because we've had issues. The most important thing is the safety, the health. We have to do a better job, but yes, he's defending his program, but at the same time, kids are getting punished, but now it's, you know, not missing a game. It's not running extra laps. It's hitting your wallet.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, just like pro football, right? You do something, you get fined. And why not do the same thing in college football as long as these players are getting paid? I think that's a great thing. And props to Georgia for doing that. Hopefully other schools will follow suit, especially a big school like Georgia. Somebody like UTSA maybe couldn't do that. But, you know, Georgia, Texas, and Alabama, they have the ability to do that.
Now, I don't know, and he didn't say. His exact quote was, the collective has fined players substantially. We've dismissed players that have been involved, and I'm talking about like routine traffic, repeated violations. I actually think the best key is the pocket, because you look at what the NFL has done, their model is defined. And if you asked any of our players what they would rather have, they want their money. And when I say substantial, very substantial in terms of the hits to some of those guys have taken. Now, again, I don't know what substantial is, but
maybe it depends on the offense.
Well, and again, I just wonder, I don't know how that works with the NIL, but finding players from their NIL money, Yeah. I mean, is that more, it's the right word. That probably would bother the player more than, say, missing the game. Although
Absolutely.
it's all about the team.
Yeah.
But if you told a guy, and let's say substantial is 25 grand or 2,500, and it might, substantial might be depending on what that particular player was going to make. So not all fines are created equal, right? Maybe they do a percentage of, but it's always all about the team. So a player messes up and misses a game, he's hurt the team.
Yeah.
But you take money from my account, then that hurts me, but I'm still not hurting the team because you get to go play.
Well, and look, I think I think it's genius. I think it's genius because it is about the team and not just that one individual. But look, if this is spelled out, and I'm sure that it is, that, hey, you get caught doing X, this is what it's going to cost you. And you know that up front, so it's not a surprise. So you go out and screw up, then it's like,
but should it be a fine and a suspension?
No, I don't think so.
So you think the player get in trouble, that's fine, but you're still there and available to play in the game.
Obviously depends on what the trouble is.
Sure.
But like the NFL, if those guys screw up, they get fined.
Well, but in the NFL with the personal conduct policy, they also get suspended.
Could be, depending on the yeah.
And so, but like Gundy basically said, we're doing everything we can to win football games.
Yeah.
And he's going to play. What was his quote? His punishment is to carry it 50 times a game in that first one. And again, but at the same time, because we know it's all about winning, all the other stuff, it's like hearing about GPAs. We don't care about GPAs unless you're trying to fire a coach.
Exactly right.
As long as you're winning games.
Yeah.
So, we want them all to do the right thing. And for a coach, your job is on the line. You've got to win games.
Absolutely.
The team needs to win games.
Yeah.
To get all that money, you got to get to the playoffs and play for national championships. Individually, this hurts players, but it doesn't hurt the team.
I love the fact that teams still go out and play for championships. That's awesome. Instead of just tanking and trying to get better 5 years from now. Isn't that awesome? That's refreshing to hear that teams actually want to go out and make the playoffs and win championships instead of, I don't know, just stockpiling draft picks and putting them in a closet and, well, let's not miss any steps. Let's don't do that.
Mike Finger just released a column at My Essay.
It's a great column too, by the way.
Have you read it?
I have.
Did it make you make sense
it
on
does.
Chris Paul now?
No, not necessarily on that. But what I love, what he says is, look, that a lot of times, you have heard that old saying, right? Good things come to those who wait. And sometimes you got to pop the cork. And that's exactly what he says. It's a great article.
Headline, Spurs see no need to wait for Victor to age. We'll get into it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Now, Victor is years away from this. The rest of us, your testosterone levels do start to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling that lack of energy and drive, it could be caused by low T. The answer is simple. Go get your levels checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. You don't want to put it off, and they make it quick and easy. At Synergenics, you're going to get customized care from medical providers who specialize in testosterone treatment. As we all age, we can lose our energy or motivation, gain weight, all potential symptoms of low T. Best thing to do is go get your levels checked. Book that initial appointment now at fixmylowt.com. If you're taking better care of your yard than your health, you don't want to put this off any longer. Go to fixmylowt.com. They have an on-site lab, so you're going to get your results back at your first visit. Want to get that energy and drive back? Go to fixmylowt.com and book that first appointment. You can also be evaluated for treatment with prescription weight loss medication. Go to the website and book that appointment, fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
94.1 FM.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, like bringing brownies to a dinner party. But I never bring brownies with nuts, because not everyone likes nuts, so they wouldn't eat those brownies. And even people who do like nuts will still eat brownies without them. Why? Because they're brownies.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data, all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
The Morning Huddle.
How about that noise that the crowd made? Oh. It's like Hank Hill when he sees Bobby sending a Valentine to his
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. A lot of you are, your Tuesday work day anyway is over.
Absolutely. We'll help you get home.
Absolutely.
Entertain you for the next little bit.
We can do that.
Interesting tweet and headline in the Express News. The tweet from @Spurs_Nation. Victor's ready to win now. And even though it might be a few years before it becomes realistic to start thinking about MVP awards and new banners, it's not too early to start building up to that.
Wow.
And you click on that link, and it's a great column, another great column from Mike Finger.
Yep.
And
Guy's really good.
He really is. I mean, we're spoiled in San
We
Antonio
are.
to have a writer like
No question.
Mike.
No question.
Spurs see no need to wait for Victor to age. And it starts out, the column starts out with a wine reference, obviously.
Of course.
And maybe this will help Joe
This is
understand.
Andrew Monaco.
Andrew, wait, it's not Aggie football time. The Aggies go on Thursday for SEC Media Days. I know you used to talk Spurs, but now it's Aggie. So we'll get back to wine and Victor, and maybe Joe will start to understand the reasons why, because Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes are here, because I think Finger lays it out well. And it's about wine. On a cold day last winter, Greg Popovich got to talking about one of his favorite subjects. The discussion involved grapes and, of course, fermentation and complexity of flavor. When it came to patience, though, the Spurs coach cautioned against excess. Yes, he conceded, most good wines age well. Quote, but I've opened a couple of bottles and have been very disappointed because I waited too long.
I love that. I waited too long. And the wine was sour. And you look back and you realize that time has gone by.
So even with careful planning and the best of intentions, timing can be tricky. More often than not, a huge reward comes to those willing to wait for it.
But stalling has its limits. At some point, you're better off just popping the dang cork.
So this explains why Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes came to San Antonio this summer. And I know you read the rest of it.
I read all of it.
Are you willing to say you get it now? Because you're the one that, since they signed, say you don't understand. And it's not, I mean, it might not be on your personal timeline, but you understand what the Spurs are doing.
No, I don't. And you read this article, it completely confuses me. Because if you're talking about Greg Popovich, if Victor Wembanyama is ready to go, then let's go. So that's where I'm confused. So you bring in a Chris Paul, you bring in a Harrison Barnes. I get it. They're going to educate Wemby and Vassell and Stephon Castle, and I get all of that. But they're not part of the future of this ball club. And that's what confuses me, Jason. And I'm not sure why that is so difficult to understand. Because, they're going to teach them for a year. Okay, but they're not part of the future of this team.
But maybe this line will be, because I don't know any of the guys that are on this team not named Victor that are going to be here. Finger writes, obviously, they're not going to open it all at once. They're far too smart for that. The Spurs' goal all along has been to make sure they have plenty of the good stuff to go around in 5 years and 6 years and 7, 8, 9 years when they expect it to be at its peak. And that's Victor.
Well, that's Victor if he's still here.
The goal is for him to still be here.
Well, of course the goal is for him to still be here. I get that. I understand all of that. But again, I mean, if you're waiting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, I mean, seriously?
They're on a 20-year run plan like they were with Timmy. I mean, and that's,
when did that 20-year run plan come in? After he almost left for Orlando or before?
Well, they're just going to make sure Victor, if he gets a wife in the next 3 years, whatever team is flirting with him, Doc Rivers is the coach and has a rule. I mean, but it is in a lot of ways what the Spurs have been telling us. They're ready to get good now. It's going to be good wine, and it's going to get better and better. We've been dealing with Boxo wine for a while.
I get all that,
but it's not going to be the really good stuff.
Well, what
yet?
So is the magical year of 2025? That's when it gets good, and that's when we can get somebody, because
that's when you join the wine club.
As Mike Finger points out, and the last line of this, well, it's not the last line, but it's right in the middle of it. The last thing the Spurs want to do is look back one day and lament wasting a drop of it. So, as Greg Popovich pointed out, he opens that bottle of wine that he thought could sit there and age well, and it didn't.
Yep.
And so all I'm saying is, and all I've wanted, I'm not looking for championships this year, but to start to build for the future of this team. And look, obviously, Greg Popovich thinks bringing in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes is going to have some value for the future for whoever is here in the future. And again, I think we can safely say the only guy that we know will be here is Victor Wembanyama.
Yep.
Right? I mean, everybody else.
And that includes Pop.
That includes Pop. So I while it will be valuable for these young players to learn from Paul and Barnes, they're not part of the future of this ball club. I would rather see the Spurs bring in some veterans that can grow with this team and grow with Wemby, not two guys that are going to be gone possibly by the trade deadline.
But as you are, because you've become a wine connoisseur.
Yes.
You're in wine clubs. You have wine nights.
Uh-huh.
Right?
I do. Yes, all of those
when
things.
you start
yes.
thinking about all the pairings, I'm a beer guy, so I'm out of my lane here. But
you
tell
are.
me if I'm
It's fine.
But you've got this bottle in Victor, right?
Right.
And you want stuff that's going to go well with that wine collection while you're putting all the wine in your rack.
I do.
Right? You don't just put anything up there. So if it's not the right bottle because it's not available right now, you wait. And that's what the Spurs are doing.
But they're not growing, and that's my problem. They're not growing this team for the future.
Well, I think
by bringing in a couple of guys that will teach.
Yes, they're
not growing.
They brought in stopgaps because what they're seeing right there, they don't think is worthy of aging well with Victor. I mean, what was available this year was not available for them to be able to go get.
Well, I'll be honest with you, and as we're going with the wine reference, I've had a lot of wines that are very expensive, and that cheap bottle of wine tastes a hell of a lot better.
Yes.
So, I mean,
it all tastes the same after your third glass.
No, I'm just saying the first glass.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't, just because you have this guy that's on a shelf and that's the wine you want, but it's not available yet. This other guy's over here and it is available.
But are you willing to take that lesser wine
I'm
and
willing
sign up for an uncancelable wine club membership?
Yes.
When you know the other one that's right now, that it'll be available next year.
But I don't know who's available next year. I don't. And neither do you. And that's the thing. And who's going to be willing to come here? And who are the Spurs targeting? And we don't know that.
We don't know that. But what I do know, based on what the Spurs have done this year, it's not like RC has told me this, but their actions have said they're making sure whoever it is that they are targeting, that they're going to have the resources to be able to go try to get that player.
They got plenty of resources.
They do, but
for
again,
several players.
But they haven't committed those resources. So we don't have the Jones family running the Spurs. Let's put it that way. Their front office saying, okay, whoever they have targeted, and we have no idea who really they are targeting.
We don't.
We could look at a list of free agents next year and think about, but what they have done this year is make sure they haven't compromised their ability to go make a play for that player by settling for a lesser bottle of wine, which might be a nice wine, but is it really the wine you're after?
Well, again, it depends because you don't know until you open that bottle of wine. And that's the thing. So you know, sometimes you pop the cork and you find out. And again,
I think they know what they have in Victor.
I don't think there's any question there. And obviously, he's ready to go.
And if they're going after veteran free agents, not necessarily draft picks, say any of the guys that they might be targeting, say Cooper or Castle or whoever it might be. If you're going after veteran players, you have a pretty good idea that you're going to like that wine, right? That's not a question. If you're going after veteran guys next year, that's going to take a lot of money to get them to come to San Antonio.
I would just like to see, instead of throwing all that out there at one time, to build this thing. We're talking about building a team, are we not? A rebuild.
And
that doesn't have to all happen in 2025.
Well, and it's not.
It could start right now and build to the future.
But the idea that it didn't start this offseason because there weren't players the Spurs were going after. For whatever reason, there weren't available free agents this offseason that they thought were going to be a part of it. So they did pieces and parts with Paul and Barnes.
Well, that's not a piece and a part. It's a spin the wheels. That's all this is. Spurs are going to win 35 games next year. Hallelujah. That's great. They'll be back in the lottery. Maybe they get lucky again. Who knows? This team has been lucky as hell. Right? I mean, so maybe you get lucky again. And I know everybody tells me that the top 6 players, 7 players could all be game changers, or they couldn't be. I'm saying is I just everybody wants to not skip steps. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to skip steps either. I just don't see that the steps that they took this year, how that helps the future of this team.
Just by not compromising their ability to do stuff.
Well,
and
that's
again,
great. I got $1 bazillion in the bank, and boy, a bus hits me tomorrow, I'm screwed.
You are.
I don't get to spend that money.
You don't, but you have a goodwill. Hopefully everybody has a goodwill.
No kidding.
You don't want to be caught without a goodwill because,
no, you don't.
Just get that done. If you're thinking about that, just get that done.
Let's have a slow rebuild. That's all I want. And what they did this year, to me, does nothing for the future of this ball club. And you may teach some of these players, and that's great. Chris Paul, a lot of respect for him. And he's going to teach, and I know he will, and he'll empower, and I get all of that. And maybe that'll pay dividends in the future for the Spurs, and maybe not for the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Boston Celtics or whomever some of these other players may be playing for.
Harrison Barnes in the Finger article is quoted as saying, "You just can't fast-track experience." And then Finger writes, "That's the tricky part. If Wemby is like most of the superstars who preceded him, before he succeeds in the playoffs, he will need to fail in them. Before he has his huge postseason breakthrough, he will need to come close to one and just fall short. And neither Paul nor Barnes figures to be around long enough to get him over the hump. But that doesn't mean they can't play a huge role in lifting him and this young group around him."
I guess we'll see. I know is I saw Wemby improve without Chris Paul, without Harrison Barnes last year. On his own, whatever Pop did, whatever the coaching staff did.
They got a real point guard.
There was a huge difference in Victor Wembanyama from the first half of the season to the second. And I think this kid, he's been playing basketball since he's 14, which is not that long ago, actually, right?
Probably before then.
Right, and probably before then. But I'm just saying,
professionally.
This kid's he's got his feet wet, man. He's ready to go. And I think this article
But the NBA
sums
is
that
different.
up.
The NBA is different.
And that's why he struggled early.
Well, and Jeremy Sohan, at
Jeremy
point guard was an
that
awful
was a
experiment.
disaster, yes.
And he got better when Trey Jones took over as point guard.
No doubt about it. And you're still going to have to go back because there's some debate. Is Castle a point guard? Is he a two? Can he play point? Does he want to play point?
He wants to play point.
Are you sure?
That's what he said. He wants to be a point guard at the NBA level.
We'll see.
It's going to be fun. It's a great read from Mike Finger.
It's a great read.
And really I think the best part of this article is it finally talks about what we've been talking about for months. Win now. And we know Wemby wants to win now.
Of course.
And we know he's ready to start winning now.
Yes.
He'll be patient and on board. It does feel like there is a lot of trust between Wemby and the front office on this process and not skipping steps. But for months, it feels like everything you read and everything that is reported on with the Spurs, it's like, he's not ready to win now. And I've been saying, we've been saying here on the Blitz, that's BS. That is a kid that looks ready to win now.
Yeah, I don't know who's saying that.
You finally read something along those lines in the paper.
Yeah, and it was a great article, and I get it, and it tells both sides. I don't like the article because it agrees with me, but it tells both sides of the story.
You still don't like the move of Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes.
I don't, because to me it does nothing for the future of this ball club. They're going to be a better team this year. If they make the playoffs, that would be a bonus. The play-in would be a bonus, but I don't see it happening. They'll be back in the lottery, and who knows? Maybe they get lucky again. To me, it does nothing for the future of the club. It does nothing to build this team for 2025.
Make Wemby better.
Well, we'll
Which
see.
Regardless.
Not exactly. I'm not necessarily sure Barnes and Paul, he's going to be better just because he is who he is.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing or your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the All-Star game. It's come and gone. How many runs got scored? But was it enough for Rob to get paid?
Let's hope it was 8. Did the Spurs outscore the Pelicans? We got Summer League, we got Open, we got Fun. We start at 6.
Real Americans.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable, available where fuel additives are sold.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increase libido, increase metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Are you looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun and make great money? Then Twin Peaks is the team you need. They're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text WORK for TP to 85000 to apply. That's 85000 to apply. Twin Peaks!
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe, I'm Jason. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minnick. Don't forget, Thursday, as we do every Thursday, we give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. We call it Grilling with the Blitz. To win, it's easy. Upload photos of that meat on your grill to SASportsStar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. We judge the meat and give away money.
Absolutely. Love to judge meat on Thursdays. Get you ready. Get somebody ready for the weekend. You got $50 to spend at Tri-County?
That's it.
Wow. Love that. That goes a long way.
And I know when you guys tag us on Instagram or Twitter, that does not count for the contest. You actually have to upload the photo to the website.
It's important that you do that. It's easy to do.
It was the only way to win.
Right. It's easy to do it.
It really is.
We had a bunch of entries after the 4th of July.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. As expected.
Of course.
As expected. Pledge sent some audio from Kirby Smart. Talking about Texas.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be good, juicy audio. As you know, SEC media days, and
it wasn't.
You know, will it be Texas and Georgia? You know, I mean, I know Georgia's coming to Austin, but will they? Those are the two top teams in the SEC, right? Sark talks tomorrow, but Kirby's one that sometimes will kind of say whatever.
He will,
right?
He's been the king of the SEC here lately.
Well, and with Nick Saban now not coaching,
sure,
Kirby Smart is the top coach, I would say, in the SEC.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. He didn't say anything that Sark is going to be able to put on the bulletin board.
In the SEC, humility is a week away. I have a ton of respect for Sark and the job he does. We got to watch them play last year against several common opponents. Got to watch them play in the playoffs. They have a tremendous recruiting base. They do a tremendous job in recruiting. That includes NIL and everything included in that. So they're a big physical team. They're built like an SEC football team. So we're looking forward to an opportunity to come play them, and what a tremendous matchup it'll be.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that game for sure.
We all are.
I mean, my goodness, that's going to be a huge. That's fairly early in the season too.
Humility is a week away.
That's a great. I love that.
Yeah, that's probably on T-shirts.
Yeah,
probably
I'm sure
written on a
is.
wall somewhere in the
I would
facility.
imagine. Sure.
You know, Pledge says, is that a shot at the Big 12?
You know, I don't think so. I think what he's saying is, I mean, even a program like Georgia, you're in the SEC. It doesn't matter what happens or who you play. Those teams are in the SEC. You can get beat by anyone. And so I think that's what he means by that.
And that's a fair assessment. And with Texas coming in, they're going to have to learn that. It's not the Big 12.
Nope.
You know, there aren't easy games. Even the easy games are tough.
Sure.
They're physical.
Right.
That's just SEC football. The difference is Texas and the way Sark is recruited. And I think Sark was brought in knowing that they were moving to the SEC, bringing a guy with SEC ties, and the guys that he has recruited are SEC type players. So I don't know if the adjustment will be the same as, say, when the Aggies went, you know, the Aggies kind of turned on a dime and had to completely change the way they were doing everything.
That's true.
Just timing.
Yep.
You know, Texas has had such a long lead up to this. They've had time to prepare.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, they have done a hell of a job preparing for. Now, again, you know, Mac Brown was the best coach in February. All right. Can you get it done during the season, week in and week out?
That's going to be the key. And that's going to, and look, it's going to be a little bit of a learning process for Texas, I think. And maybe and for the players more so than anybody. Sark, I think he knows what he's doing. He's coached in the SEC. Not as a head coach, but obviously he's coached in the SEC. So he knows what it's all about. It's getting the players to understand and get their feet wet. And with that Georgia game coming up pretty quick, he's gonna they're gonna dive right in really quickly.
Which is where a game like Michigan early will, get there. And again, I look at, who do you have the week before and who do you have the week after? I mean, because the physical nature of, like when they played Alabama last year and they won that game at Alabama, but, the physical nature of what those games are like. Arkansas a couple years ago when they went to Arkansas and just got their butts kicked and just out manhandled all the way around, which is nuts.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's nuts. Let's see. Maybe Georgia's later in the season. My bad. Not till October 19th. So before Georgia, Texas has Oklahoma. So they've got that Oklahoma rivalry, and then they play Georgia at home, and then they go to Vanderbilt. So early on, it's Colorado State, then that Michigan game, which will be tough.
Early in SC, it's an October game.
It's October 19th. Yes,
October 19th.
Georgia, yeah, October 19th.
Same weekend that the F1 is going on in Austin.
Oh wow, is that right? Holy cow, that'll be fun. UTSA, by the way, is at Texas on September the 14th.
At least ACL won't be going on. That's the week before. That's the week before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just looked. ACL is the first week and second week of, because, trying to get hotel rooms that weekend is going to be insane to begin with.
Absolutely. You will be staying in Kyle.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
With that in mind, and again, we'll get more into Kirby talking about how they're using fines through the NIL to discipline players. For Sark tomorrow, talking at SEC Media Days, I think you're going to hear a lot of good coach speak and about complacency. That, yes, we're coming into this conference, and yes, we're picked to finish high in this conference. And, they've got a team that could compete for a national championship this year. They, you think about building off of last year, coming back with the quarterback. I think you're going to hear Sark talk a lot tomorrow about the complacency issues of things.
But we'll see. I can't wait to hear what he has to say, because obviously everybody is, it's kumbaya when you hear Kirby Smart, and I'm sure Sark will be the same way. All due respect to everybody in the SEC, and we can't wait to get here and see if we belong. And I mean, all of that stuff's going to happen, those kind of words.
And he won't care if horns down is a penalty or not, which apparently was a lot of conversation today.
Well, you know what's interesting about that very quickly is the fact that our good buddy, Bob Ballou, tweeted out about that.
Did he?
Yes. And the folks at WFAA tweeted out about that. So it must be a big story.
It's a big story. Horns down. Not really a penalty unless it's taunting.
It's ridiculous.
It really is.
Let it go.
Ridiculous. We're almost ready to actual talk football.
Yes.
Quarterbacks and rookies at some camps have reported. It's almost there. Every Tuesday about this time, we do our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Let's welcome on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Dr. Jeffrey Schroff. And Doc, I know you're ready for football season to get here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm rooting for the Aggies though, so I'm a big fan of the horns down not being counted as a penalty.
So as an Aggie, horns down, should that be a penalty or not a penalty?
I mean, I don't think so, but I mean it's been around for a long time, so I don't think it's overly offensive. But I guess it depends on the context. If you're like right in somebody's face and doing it, maybe it's a little bit, it elevates it to that level. But I think if you're just doing it in general,
should the thumbs down be a penalty?
No, I think either side, either way. If I was to say that thumbs down was a penalty and horns down wasn't, then that'd be pretty hypocritical. So
I like that, and I agree with you, Di. I'm not an Aggie or a Longhorn, but I agree with you. I think they're making way too big a deal out of this, and let's just move on.
Speaking of making big deals out of something, Dak Prescott in the boot in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and he said it was preventative because going back to the surgery that he had. Yet it's still somewhat of a conversation from an orthopedic surgeon. Is there a reason to wear the boot just for preventative reasons? Do you ever tell a patient, if your ankle's a little sore, just throw on that sexy boot?
So I'm a little bit torn on this. So obviously he had a tough injury, and he said he's wearing it because the last time he went deep sea fishing, he had some swelling in his ankle. And certainly the type of injury he had, you can develop, some long-standing, arthritis or other type of issues. So it may have been that. But if you're immobilizing the ankle in a boot, it can, it can cause some weakness and other things. So, I mean, not something you want to do all the time. Like eventually, you want to strengthen the ankle and use those muscles to make the most of it. But I think if it's just for the period of time while he's deep sea fishing because he had issues with it last time, it might not be unreasonable to wear it for that day. But I mean, the only thing we could do is take him at his word when he says his ankle's feeling okay. But
well, Doc, he was talking about that. I guess he had worked out 3 or 4 times before he went to Mexico, and he said it was bothering him just a little bit. Is that something? Dak's 30 years old. I think he's getting close to being 31. That as you age, could bother you more so than as a younger man.
A bad fracture dislocation, and when you dislocate the ankle, even if you fix it perfectly and get everything to heal really well, the cartilage and the structures in the ankle still took a lot of damage that can sometimes even manifest long after the injury in the form of arthritis and other things like that. So that may be more of what he's dealing with now, is just some of those lingering, kind of wear and tear type stuff from the bad injury that he did have.
Will the Marlins outfielder, Dane Myers, need to keep a boot handy because he fractured his ankle while kicking a door after he got ejected from a game? Will a boot be a part of his future life?
It's possible. I mean, I don't know what his ankle fracture looks like. I mean, it's probably one of the more silly ways that you can injure your ankle. But I hopefully, if it's just kicking the door, you would think it's not going to be too bad unless he really kicked it hard. But yeah, I mean, a lot of ankle fractures can be treated without surgery, just in a boot. So possibly in his future, definitely.
Well, I tell you what, that's one of those things you wake up the next day and go, "What the heck was I thinking?"
I don't know if you're Miami, you put softer doors in the clubhouse.
Exactly right. All right, I got and this doesn't appear to be a big deal, Doc, but Stephon Castle sprained his right wrist. The Spurs decided they didn't want him to play anymore. That doesn't sound like a serious injury. Anything that he needs to worry about?
No, I mean, I think it's mostly precautionary. He's probably just having some stiffness and pain in the wrist, and probably something that he should be able to rehab and get back to it fairly quickly. It's probably just more of, they're giving him some rest for a time being and getting the injury kind of worked out. Just going back to the ankle fracture, I mean, if you or I get mad and kick a wall and break our ankle, that's one thing. But if you're, getting paid millions of dollars to play a sport, then doing something that kind of amplifies.
Well, I mean, let's face it,
idioticness of the injury.
You're a surgeon, Doc, as we visit with Dr. Jeffrey Schroff. I would imagine it would probably not be in your best interest to punch a desk or a wall being a surgeon, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. So it's yeah. You got to protect the hands at all costs.
Joe and I do things to protect the throat. Although, and I'm not sure how this keeps you out for the season, and I don't know if this qualifies as ortho, but Dodgers pitcher Dustin May might miss the rest of the season. He had surgery to repair a torn esophagus.
Doesn't say how he did it.
As a pitcher, I mean, does that keep him from doing his job? I mean, I'd understand if you're singing the national anthem at the home run derby, you might want a torn esophagus at this point. But the fact that he could be out because he tore his esophagus.
So, I mean, that's definitely not a common sports injury. But that can be a really big deal, essentially, because if you have a tear in the esophagus and you're, eating food and things like that, and it can actually escape the esophagus into the space called the mediastinum. It's basically in your chest, and it can, if you think about your GI tract in general, it's not the cleanest place in the world. You're putting food and other things like that. So if you get foreign material, food and stuff like that into the spaces outside of the esophagus, it can cause really bad infection. So I'm sure they're just taking all precautions and letting that heal up. And I guess they're maybe worried about like rotation around his neck or things like that, which may stress the repair. Again, not necessarily my wheelhouse, but it sounds like it could be a fairly severe or fairly serious thing for him.
Yeah, it sounds scary, obviously, and I guess that makes sense if you've got that going on right there.
You have a fish bone or something?
Still,
I don't know.
It happened at dinner.
I know, right?
Who knows? Whatever he was eating. Dr. Jeffrey Schroff, always appreciate the knowledge and the insight. Appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Dr. Jeffrey Schroff with the injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. Dr. Schroff and all our guests join us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. And I know it was a knucklehead type sounding question, but honestly, it's like, all right, once they repair it, can't you pitch? You just might not be able to talk, but everything else that the doc was saying, I guess, has to factor in, because he noticed it at dinner. Something ain't right here.
Something ain't right. Yeah. So, and I think it's exactly what the doc was talking about. If you've got a tear and it kind of gets in behind there and causes, and it sounds like that might have happened, I just don't know how that happens, but it did. And that's kind of one of those, I mean, how do you explain that? I got to miss the rest of the season with a bad esophagus.
And I saw this on an Instagram reel the other day from one of the barbecue pages that I follow. And I'm not sure if they were just trying to sell a different kind of grill brush, but apparently somebody got one of the wires from the wire brush was on the grill, got stuck in the meat, swallowed it, and let's say it wasn't pretty.
Well, I've had that happen where and this was back in the day, where you've got a grill brush and you see the things there. And fortunately, I was able to pick them off. But it happens.
See, and I was like, are you trying to sell the steamer kind? Or
yes.
Yeah, whatever the case is. But
trying to save your life, Jason.
Is that what they're doing?
That's it.
Yes, for $29.99.
Exactly right.
Yeah. All-Star game next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding home with the Blitz.